Coaches will meet to shake hands. Next stop, Houston for Connecticut. For the sixth time in school history, the first since 2014, the Connecticut Huskies are going to the Final Four. Connecticut with a dominant win, 82-54 over Gonzaga, and now on to Lone Star State, where Connecticut will play for another national championship.
People forget their hiding.
And a good afternoon, everybody. It's a Daily Ticket. Fox Sports Radio, the Gambler. Sean Brace with you here on a beautiful Wednesday in the Delaware Valley. I believe we can still sample the goods. We can still drink the water, right? Everything's good there. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. I'm having some fun with that, but I don't really think it applies too much over here. Over on City Line Avenue, and of course, Manny, Conchock, and so on and so forth. So I would imagine it's a little crazier down the city, but at the end of the day, we did see from his hideout, he did pop his head. And no, I'm not talking about the groundhog. I'm talking about Mayor Kenny. And apparently, he drank a little water yesterday. Show you it's good. Some of that good H2O. Anyways, hopefully that's going to be avoided as far as dealing with that chemical/lubricant in our drinking water here in Philadelphia. It is a big story nationally. I did see it on a number of outlets this morning. So, just staying up locally, I did see that video yesterday that everything is good until today, until it works its way through the system. So we'll see. All right, it's a Sports Talk Radio show, so we're going to talk a little bit about the sports. And we got a lot going on. Of course, the NBA 76ers back in action this evening, taking on the Dallas Mavericks this evening. I loved last night's Golden State Warriors game. Don't get me wrong, New Orleans, nothing to write home about. But at the end of the day, that's the type of, for a lack of a better word, swagger, that championship swagger that you get with Golden State. Now, don't get me wrong, the game was at home, and they're lethal at home versus what they are on the road. But a lot of fun to catch that game. And full disclosure, I have two futures as far as the NBA market is concerned on the west side of things. First and foremost, I got the Golden State Warriors. Nice little price. I think it was something 20, I forget what it was, 21, whatever it was. But I took a flyer on them to win it all, and I thought there was tremendous value there. That was a couple of weeks ago with Steph hurt, and of course everything that is around this franchise. Where, look, we know what the Golden State Warriors are at this point in time, right? Like they don't care about the regular season. They do, but everything they do from a franchise standpoint is only about one thing and one thing only, and that's championship. So, of course, that's about the playoffs. That's about, putting the award season to the side. Never heard Steph Curry talk about MVP when Steph Curry, if he doesn't get hurt, could clearly be the MVP every single season for the last 8 years of his career, right? So, watching last night, the Golden State Warriors and how we know they approach the NBA game, the season itself, I could only come back to the 76ers. And going through my mind was how we are getting caught up, and I'm talking about myself. Now, we do things a little bit differently on this radio station. Me personally, we talk more about the gambling angle than anything. So therefore, when the market comes up as far as MVP is concerned, yeah, that's a hot button topic that we could continue to get into. That drives conversation, that drives attention, numbers, all that. The MVP, as far as NFL was concerned, we loved it. We were talking about it for weeks on end. Jalen Hurts versus Patrick Mahomes. This one didn't really move me this season with Joel Embiid versus Joker round 3. And if you wanted to mix Giannis in there as well. But to my bigger point, I don't know how it happened. I think it's more along the lines of the media out there, the national media. We know when they need something to talk about, when they got to stir it up on a Tuesday and they can't talk about everything that happened over the weekend, the 48 hours previous, they're in trouble. When there's nothing happening, forgive me. I was listening to a radio show the other day and the guy didn't know anything about Zion. Like talking about Final Four from last year, and a host couldn't tell you who was in it last year. Like, we see you. We know what your wheelhouse is. You got to talk about the local football team, and that's about it. That's as far as you can go. But from the standpoint of the 76ers, I think we get wrapped up because the media points the finger at us, likes to troll us to a point, and set that bar so high. And I believe that bar is up there. Like, Joel Embiid should have won an MVP by now. You know it. I know it. It should have came last year. It didn't. So I'm out on that topic. I've been out on that topic. It does not interest me. And in my opinion, I thought Joel Embiid has handled it perfectly all offseason long and throughout the course of the season. But for some odd reason, and again, I keep saying that, but I believe it does come back to we ain't got nothing to talk about right now. So instead of talking about an NBA game like the Golden State Warriors and New Orleans Pelicans, which I don't know how many people watched, it was a good game. Let's go ahead and talk about the MVP, right? So this morning, I wake up to another email, and I get a lot of emails sent. It's one of the things that I like about the newsletters and media in 2023, where everything comes right to your inbox. Now, again, you could have got this a decade ago, 15 years ago, whatever. But I like the newsletters. I like, the inbox to just keep it coming fresh. I got 5 or 6 that I go to every morning to start my day. One of them specifically is from our mothership, Fox Sports Radio. And this gentleman is a guy that knows the game, and I've been on his show before. So therefore, I'm not going to rip him. But you could see right through this. And if he wasn't on right now, I would have hit him up and said, hey, man, why don't you pop on my show? I did some hits. We talked some football. I'd love to have you on my show because I see right through this. And I'm talking about Doug Gottlieb. Gottlieb said yesterday, the Philadelphia 76ers MVP candidate, Joel Embiid, took the night off, calf, against Joker and the Denver Nuggets last night. And Doug is among a number of fans wondering about Embiid's dedication to being the best player in the NBA. This was an opportunity to cement himself as the MVP, and yet he was unable to suck it up and get out in the court. Either he's not interested in the MVP or he lacks the innate desire for greatness. Either way, Doug isn't blaming anyone who votes for Joker instead. And then Gottlieb's quote is, I don't blame anybody, not a single human being, if you don't want to vote for Joel, because he didn't play in a made-for-television, made-for-internet sort of event against Joker. Where is your competitive drive if you're not going to play in that game? Doug's smart. He knows what he's doing. Again, for the people that might not have been paying attention, for the people that, I don't know, just want to make things up in their minds just to get the day through, right? Speed up the show. Joel Embiid was hurt. Joel Embiid is hurt. Joel Embiid might not go tonight against the Dallas Mavericks at the Wells Fargo Center, a game that I wanted to go to. I still might end up there, but if Joel Embiid was a lock to play, James Harden as well, I would imagine we'll see Harden. But if Embiid was a lock to play, I'm probably heading down there. If he's not, might hang at the house, got a busy weekend, Final Four going on, might just skip this one this evening. We'll find out at 5:30. And even if he plays tonight, doesn't mean he wasn't hurt on Monday when they took on the Denver Nuggets in a made-for-television, made-for-internet sort of event. It was regular season game 75. They play 82 games. The last time that those two teams matched up, Embiid embarrassed Joker. And Denver coughed up a big lead and could not pull through and win that game. I don't understand why Joker gets such a benefit of the doubt, all because he plays 7 to 8 more games per season than Joel Embiid. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Denver Nuggets haven't won a damn thing, right? So they don't have that advantage when we're talking about the 76ers here versus Joel Embiid. That's one. Two is, it's about championships. It's about winning a damn ring. It's not about making the playoffs. It's not about single season awards. None of it is. It's about winning a championship. That's how the Golden State Warriors go about it. That's the way everybody should go about it. And in my mind, I feel like Joel Embiid has been saying the right things, doing the right things all season long. In this one spot, this one game where his calf is truly hurt, that he's getting iced up pregame, and we found out at 11 a.m., maybe 9 a.m. Mountain Time. I don't know what the difference is out there in Denver. Is it 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever? Ultimately, Joel Embiid wasn't faking an injury. If he could play, he would have been there. He hasn't missed back-to-back games since early January. Come on, people. What is it? Like Doug Gottlieb, come on, man. You're better than that. You don't have to make that a made-for-TV, a made-for-internet sort of event. Says who? You? And that's why it was such as you're labeling it? It was regular season game 75. I don't care what happened last year. I don't care what happened the year before. I don't give a damn if Joel Embiid has not played on the West Coast his entire career. Have the 76ers ever won an NBA championship? No. That's all I care about. I got wrapped up last year, and I said it wasn't going to happen to me again this year. And I don't even have money on it, and here you guys are just pulling me in. You got me roped in like I'm cattle. I don't care. And Joel Embiid, if you listen to what he has to say, he doesn't give a damn because he knows how this is going to play out. Same old song and dance. And I feel for you people that actually bought a ticket 2 weeks ago when Joel Embiid was plus 250, plus 300, and you're saying to yourself, oh, that's a good price. Yeah, well, you know, I think I had a plus 550 number last year or whatever it was. He's got to win for you to cash, and he ain't going to win. Moving on. Come on, Doug. Ridiculous. Made for television, made for internet sort of event. Game 75. Yeah. Well, taking on the Dallas Mavericks tonight, and we don't know what's going on with Joel Embiid. DraftKings Sportsbook, though, does offer a super boost. So, folks, please fire it up and make sure you use Brace as a promo code. Right now, the Philadelphia 76ers are 4-point favorites. Here's what I am looking at immediately in this game. What are the player props for Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic? Come on down. Kyrie Irving at 24. I want to see Kyrie's numbers versus the 76ers. Because it seems like that dude goes off, whether he's in a Brooklyn uniform, Cleveland uniform, Boston uniform, Dallas uniform, it doesn't matter. Kyrie, you can always count on him to have himself a field day versus the 76ers, including the last time out when he went for 42, including the time before that when he went for 38. I lied, excuse me, that was minutes. 40 the last time out. That was him and Luka both went for 40. That was back on March the 2nd. And the previous time to that was when he was here with Brooklyn. He scored 30. 40, 30, 23, 22, 37, 14, 36, 40. Those are Kyrie's numbers in the last 8 games, I guess we could say. Yeah, I'll take over on 24.5. Nobody say anything dumb to Kyrie Irving down to Wells Fargo Center because I'm probably going to have money on him, all right? Moving on. Quickly on this. First of all, we do have a jam-packed show. Julian Edlow, 3:30 from DraftKings Sportsbook. We're going to talk all things Final Four. 4:30, my guy, Patrick McDonald from CBSSports.com, talking all things Texas Open, but, of course, the Masters. Oh, man. We're so close. We're so close. It's going to be here any minute. Just put me on the couch. You know what my favorite thing about the Masters is? The replay. True story. Thursday and Friday, first 2 days of the Masters, for you people that can stay home and don't have to go to work, God bless you. But for the people that work, like myself, the Masters Thursday, Friday is a perfect day to go belly up, perfect night to go belly up at a bar and catch the replay. You already know what's going on, so you don't need to hear, so you're just seeing it. And then Saturday and Sunday, you catch it from the couch. Oh, man. Brand new Swinging and Dinga coming your way at 6 o'clock, I'm sure. Moose, Mays, and Danielle will be talking about the Masters, as well as it's fast approaching. But Patrick McDonald from CBSSports.com, he's going to be on. We'll talk all things golf with him. And at 5:30, I can't wait to get Drew Smith all fired up about this topic because I think him and I are clearly on the same page. I'm sure a lot of people are, but I see him on my timeline and like, boom, locked in. Drew and I. Switching gears. I want to talk about Lamar Jackson for just 1 second. And the state of the Baltimore Ravens, the state of the NFL, passing on an MVP, previous winner, of course, a hell of a quarterback, one of the best talents in the league, young, 26, I think. So the question now, and it's probably been asked 1,000,001 times because this is what we've been talking about for the last 3 months, Aaron Rodgers, Jackson, Rodgers, Jackson, Jackson, Rodgers. So the question that I'm asking is, all right, we know he wants a trade. We know nobody's interested. How does this work out? What's the end game this season? Does Jackson play for the Baltimore Ravens? I believe he does. I think there's one other team. Irsay came out there from the Colts and said they don't do guaranteed contracts. So therefore, he doesn't do guaranteed contracts. Of course, the money that's put up by the Indianapolis Colts, almost called the Baltimore Colts, then can be matched by the Ravens. And if that's the case, we're just doing the do-si-do here for no reason, right? So the only team that I could see possibly having some interest in making a move for Jackson, and I don't give a damn what anybody's saying behind the scenes, it's the Washington Commanders. Now, the thing that we have to realize about the spot that the Washington Commanders are in is they're up for sale. The Snyders have moved on. We don't know who's going to take over that franchise. It could be Josh Harris, which I got to be honest with you about that too. It bothers me. This dude owns the Devils, owns the Sixers. Now he's going to own the Commanders. Can you sell the Sixers, please? Like, I don't think that they care about that nonsense up in Newark, but we care about that in Philly. And I'm not too worried about DC winning a Super Bowl and Josh Harris being handed the award, the trophy. And I have to say, oh, that's my owner for the 76ers, a team that I absolutely love. I'm not worried about that. But it just really rubs me the wrong way that this is the state of these franchises right now, that we're just run by some, I don't know, for a lack of a better word, Amazon guy. Even though I know Bezos is the Amazon guy and it's not. But you understand, it's like they just own everything. They do. No, I want some personality. I'd like somebody from Philadelphia, somebody that, you know what, eats, sleeps, and drinks the 76ers. And Josh Harris can do that from a business standpoint. But I want somebody that's got blood in these city streets. Why couldn't Ruben just take over? I mean, he's got mainline blood, but why couldn't he just own the team straight up? I don't know. Anyways, it seems like Josh Harris is going to buy the Washington Commanders. So here's where I'm at. Ron Rivera is apparently sticking with Jacoby Brissett and Howell, Sam Howell. Brissett, I think, got $10 million. I don't think that the fact that those two quarterbacks are still on your roster, and you drafted Sam Howell, and of course you spent the money on Brissett, that you can't get out of those contracts and would stop you from getting Lamar Jackson. But the question I have is, even if Rivera or the front office for the Commanders did want to do so, would the DC franchise be smart in making a move? Does that, I don't know, bump up the evaluation for said franchise as far as selling the team? Like, I think the numbers are what the numbers are, and they're not going to win a Super Bowl tomorrow. So therefore they're not going to impact it too much. I'm hearing people say that DC can't make a move because you're talking about the sale of a franchise. I'm not buying that. And that's why I still think that there are two teams out there that could come swooping in here and realistically landing Jackson before the season starts. And I don't know if that's a matter of run to DraftKings Sportsbook and fire on the future right now. I will believe that the Patriots, with what just took place with the phone call at Meek Mill, it's real. I think it's real. Kraft and Meek Mill are boys. And if Lamar wants to go play for Belichick, don't they have that love affair, right? Don't they like big fans of each other? I mean, Belichick is you got to love Bill Belichick. If you missed what he said yesterday, I definitely want to. This I gotta play this. This is just tremendous. This is Bill Belichick at the owners' meetings.
What would you say to them to give them a reason to be optimistic for what's ahead for the Patriots?
The last 25 years.
Cold-blooded. So good. So good. Julian Edler is going to give us his take on that as far as the Patriots' interest in with Lamar Jackson. I still think DC is available. I still think there's an opportunity that DC could swoop in here last second. I'm not buying the fact that this team is for sale. Therefore, everything freezes. Because correct me if I'm wrong, they're still sending free agents. They got to go draft. All that's taking place. Training camp, business as usual as far as from the football side of things, right? And if you're Josh Harris, who has buku amounts of money, would you really care if years 1 and 2 that you own the franchise, they went out and got you a lightning rod of a topic and a quarterback? And oh, by the way, a pretty damn good quarterback when healthy. So I'm not buying that DC is out simply from the standpoint that this franchise is for sale and everything needs to halt. BS. You don't buy an NFL team for 5 years. This is something that you're going to own for many, 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 many years. Just because you went and bought the team, and in that first 2 seasons, you got a quarterback that, maybe you didn't want. And I realize this could go down as the most expensive contract in the NFL at this point in time. I don't think we're at that point either. Finally, on that, I'd love to get people involved with that conversation at Fox PHL Gambler. Do you think there's truth behind that DC is out because simply from the standpoint that they are selling the team, or that they do believe in their quarterback, Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett? But at the end of it, Lamar Jackson, the only thing that I want to see from him and hear from him moving forward, I just would love for him to say, you know what? I've been my own agent, and this was the number that I said no. This is the last number. Let it out. Why not? Speak your truth, Lamar. If you want to invite us in, you're the one that thought this was smart not to have an agent this whole time through. Let it out. Let us know the numbers. Bring us on the inside. I can help. Why don't you tweet me at Sean_Brace Lamar? Come on. All right, other side. Let's get back over to the games on the field. All right, on the court as well. First of all, Julian Edlow from DraftKings Sportsbook 330. He's going to join us, and we're going to find all about his Final Four plays, any futures he possesses, any way we can get involved as far as backing UConn. You heard Jared Smith from Fox Sports Radio yesterday. If you missed that, you can go get our podcast at foxphlgambler.com. It's where all of our content lives. And he had a great take on how you can get behind UConn to win it all at a decent price because they are heavily favored. Julian Edlow is going to lay out that path as well, give us a couple plays this weekend, and we'll mix in, of course, whether or not he believes that the Patriots should be involved or should be looking at Lamar Jackson, or is it just Max season up there in New England for another year? Daily Ticket just getting started. Julian Edlow, 3:30, 4:30, Patrick McDonald, 5:30, Drew Smith. Do not go anywhere. Back after this.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
42 southbound Crawling Walt, whipping to 295 with a disabled vehicle in the left lane. Jet up on 95 northbound Girard up the bridge, southbound heavy Copman Bridge, westbound Schuylkill, Jan University Divine, and Boulevard to Belmont, eastbound stop and go Montgomery Drive to south. All right, to tell a total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with savings on select business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Plus save on select monitors and accessories and get free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
This year at Ashley's anniversary sale, we were able to secure a more affordable price on the same great quality as before, and we're passing those savings on to you. Shop new, lower prices on hundreds of items throughout the store and online. Get ready for summer with 10% off on all outdoor furniture. Plus, we're offering 5 years special financing with no minimum purchase. Visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com to celebrate and save today. Only at Ashley. See store or ashley.com for details.
If you have joint pain and they're telling you surgery is your best option, stop what you're doing and call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses the latest, most advanced regenerative treatments to bring lasting pain relief the natural way, harnessing your own body's healing agents to restore and repair damaged tissue in your knees, hips, shoulder, and back. The precision treatments are done in the office with no drugs and no downtime. QC Kinetics has hundreds of clinics all over America and thousands of satisfied patients. If your joints are aching from arthritis or injury, look beyond steroids and surgery and discover the amazing possibilities with regenerative medicine. QC Kinetics can help you live life to the fullest and do the stuff you love to do. Get relief and avoid going under the knife. Call QC Kinetics now. It's a free consultation, no obligations. Call 215-999-3000. That's 215-999-3000. Don't wait. 215-999-3000.
It's tournament time in college hoops. Make the BetParx Sportsbook app your go-to for all the tournament action. Live in-game betting, parlays, props, and more. Right now, new users bet $10 and get $125 in sportsbook bonus if your first bet wins. Make a BetParx futures wager on what team will win it all. Download the BetParx Sportsbook app now.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 and located in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Ohio. New users and winning bets only. Terms and conditions apply. Sports bonus bet must be wagered once. See website for details. In Ohio, offered by Parks Interactive Ohio Inc.
I'm Ava Mendes, and when I heard that the average kitchen sponge is 200,000 times dirtier than a toilet seat, I made finding a sponge good enough for my family and my home my mission. That's when I discovered Skura Style sponges. They're antimicrobial, so they don't smell, and tell you when it's time to replace them. So if you never want to touch another stinky, soggy, bacteria-filled sponge again, go to SkuraStyle.com. That's SKURA style.com.
Up to 40% off during spring cleanup sale.
Set sail with Princess Cruises, the original love boat, and fall in love with your vacation like never before. You'll love our friendly crew. You'll love our destinations, from Alaska to Europe to the Caribbean. You'll love our world-class dining and entertainment. Most of all, you'll love getting away from it all as you get closer to the ones you love. So come aboard. We're expecting you. Princess Cruises. Come feel the love. Contact your travel advisor or visit princess.com today.
Lowe's knows how to get your lawn ready for spring. And right now, you can take up to $10 off select Scott's fertilizers. Plus, you can save $50 on a Craftsman 20-volt 13-inch string trimmer and leaf blower combo kit. Now just $99. Get set for spring. Visit us in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 3/23 through 4/5. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No, call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com.
What would you say to them to give them a reason to be optimistic for what's ahead for the Patriots?
The last 25 years.
Yeah. Eat it, Patriot fans. What the hell's the matter with you? All you've been is the winningest franchise in NFL history, led by one of the greatest coaches of all time. And, of course, the quarterback, year after year, winning Super Bowls. And now, all of a sudden, you guys are going through some, turbulence. You got Mac Jones and a quarterback. Oh, how are we supposed to believe in you, Bill? I'll tell you what, those Patriot fans, boy, they got something. And joining us right now, one of them finest right there, Julian Edlow, representing the team over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Julian, I mean, come on, man. That was, first of all, the soundbite of the whole week. Bill Belichick just flexing. But come on, man. Does Bill have to explain why you should just be patient? You should believe? You guys are the winningest franchise in the NFL's history.
Well, forget about the recent success in New England. That's great. Nobody will be more critical of them than me as well. That's the most hypocritical thing that Bill Belichick has ever said, maybe.
Ooh, why is that?
We're talking about the last 25 years comment, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So now Patriots fans are supposed to believe in the team because of their success the last 25 years when they had Tom Brady. Who's had success away from Belichick, but Belichick hasn't had success without Brady. If anybody, why wouldn't the team pay Tom Brady for his success? If Bill Belichick's sitting there and says Tom Brady, why should we give you a contract to keep you here? How about the last 20 years of success? Nope, we're going to let you go to Tampa Bay. So it didn't matter in those situations to Belichick, but now when he has a team under 500 and the offense looks like Army running the wishbone, now the last 25 years of success are what should give Patriots fans hope for next season. What should give Patriots fans hope for next season is that they get some weapons on offense and they have a real offensive coordinator with Bill O'Brien. But it may not matter because they have by far the worst team in the division, and that's what the odds say. So it may be too little too late to try and catch up to the rest of the division. But in terms of the comment itself, like, since when does Bill Belichick live in the past? He always trades or cuts somebody a year early rather than a year too late. But now that it suits his agenda, we're looking in the past.
Well, yeah, you're right about that. Good job. Yeah, you're absolutely correct on that. Thinking back and
Pay Tom. If anybody deserves to be paid for past performance, it would be Tom Brady for the team that he performed for.
Well said. All right, Julian, let's stay with the Patriots then. And something that was, of course, brought up because Meek Mill and Bob Kraft are boys, and we got the Lamar Jackson saga. I was just talking about it just briefly because I brought it up from the Commander's perspective. People say that, look, I get where Rivera said, I really am hesitant to believe that Howell, I get it. You drafted him, and Jacoby Brissett are the reasons why you're completely out on Lamar Jackson. But anyways, people could have their takes, and that's fine. But for the purpose of this conversation, I think DC still is in the running to a point for the right price. But a lot of people are saying, no, they're not going to be because they're selling the franchise. And therefore, Snyder probably put a freeze on everything. And the new owners probably don't want to spend $1 bazillion. And I disagree with that. I think you're in it for the long haul. If you're Josh Harris or this Canadian trillionaire, or whoever it is, ends up with the Commanders. And if you buy the team, you get Lamar Jackson. I don't really look at that as a bad deal, a bad thing, unless you're, I get it. You're going to give him the most expensive contract in the NFL. I understand. But to the Patriots, would you be interested, A? And B, do you believe that there's anything there? Or do you think the Patriots are absolutely happy with Mac Jones and Lamar Jackson as a pipe dream?
I mean, first of all, the next contract is always going to be the biggest contract in NFL history. That's just the way that it goes at this point. Is it a little out of proportion now? Sure, it probably shouldn't have been scaled up as quickly as it was. And the Deshaun Watson contract, which all the owners are mad about, is one of the reasons why. You can't give that guy the biggest contract and the most guaranteed money as one of the biggest red flags walking around in sports. So I get why that kind of ruined things in a way for contracts for the owners. But you're still going to trend towards paying people, and Lamar Jackson's going to get his money eventually somewhere. Would I do it if I'm the Patriots? Yeah, I would, because
me too.
By the time the contract is winding down, it's going to be a good contract because that's how it works now. So I think that Bill Belichick and Bill O'Brien would find ways to use him. And creative ways to win with him. I think it would attract other pieces around him. Lamar Jackson is better throwing the ball than most people think, just because of his reputation with his legs. So yeah, I'm all aboard. It's not my money; it's the owner's money. But by the time Lamar Jackson is in the last year of that deal, as long as he hasn't had an ACL tear or a season-ending leg injury, it's going to be a good contract. So I'm for it. You got to give up a lot. You got to pay a lot, but you're going to bring something back with whatever your return on Mac Jones is as well. So yeah, I would be pretty aggressive with it if I was the Patriots, but I doubt they will be.
Patriots get Lamar Jackson. Are they favored to win the division?
Hell no.
Buffalo would be one, right?
Buffalo is one.
Yep.
And now I think you are up there in the mix with the Jets and Dolphins. That would be a tight board, a tight board, but put Buffalo on top for me.
When's the last time you ever said in the mix with the Dolphins and the Jets? Well, has it ever been said before?
That's where we're at, and that's why that's why when Bill Belichick is telling you the outlook of the Patriots right now, when he has to revert to the past in his answer.
Are you sour on Bill?
You it is bad things ahead.
Are you sour on Bill? Is Bill running his course with you?
He's certainly lost his touch a little bit. He's not what he once was, and it's funny. What he once was, I'm not saying Bill Belichick isn't a great all-time coach. He is. He's probably the best coach. He's had some amazing game plans, but it's amazing how much better he looked with Tom Brady, right? So I think that I think that Bill Belichick is a coach I'd rather have than almost any coach in the NFL.
Yep.
but there is some evolving that probably needs to happen there that hasn't yet.
8-1 to win the division right now on DraftKings Sportsbook. Dolphins 3-1. Jets plus 240. Somewhat up. I think we got a little lower than 2 with the whole Rodgers stuff last week, and now plus 135 for the Bills there. So, of course, that's one of the big divisions in the NFL, and a lot of storylines coming out of the AFC East. That's for sure. All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk about the NBA, and then we'll get on over to the Final Four. Just quickly on this before we talk about games on the floor, we're getting dragged into this MVP discussion again, and I don't know. I understand it. It's March. Not a lot of people can talk about college hoops. Not a lot of people want to talk about college hoops, so they got to find something. But I don't understand why all of a sudden people are making up this whole concept that game on Monday night meant more than what it really is. Game 75 of the NBA regular season. I wake up today, Doug Gottlieb, right, who's on Fox Sports Radio again, he's polarizing, says what he wants, but like you can clearly see through that he's lying with his take, where he's talking about, well, look, there was this made for television, made for the internet sort of event versus the Joker. I didn't look at it like that, Julian, and it was like, is it shame on me if I was not? Was I missing out on something? It's a regular season game. Forgive me. I got my eyes set on winning an NBA championship. I don't give a damn about winning a regular season game in Denver, whether or not my guy's up for MVP or not. Like, did you look at Monday in a little bit different light than myself, or are you on my boat on this one?
In terms of the overall outlook of things, I totally agree with you. And I wish that here in Boston, the Celtics would be a little bit more careful with Jason Tatum, who did finally rest against the Spurs on Sunday, and the Celtics won by 40 whatever. Jaylen Brown scored 40 whatever in that game. Like, Tatum's had the wrist issues, and they've been talking Brad Stevens about slowing him down, but they've had such a bad second half, they haven't done it as much. And part of the reason Tatum wants to score the most points in a season for the Celtics. He wants to be the first Celtic to average 30 points per game. Larry Bird got 29.9. He could have done it if he wanted to. But we're playing in different times. Like, apparently that means something to Tatum, and Joe Mazzulla is helping him achieve that. I would rather Tatum be sitting games, like big games even, like Embiid just did, in the grand scheme of things. Now, for the MVP odds, it matters a little, but it's being blown out of proportion. It is one regular season game. But if the race is that tight, with just a few games left, then a game against the number one team in the Western Conference, a guy that plays a position that is your direct competition for the award, that means a little something. Like, if Embiid would have outplayed Jokic and won that game in Denver, I think that would have won him MVP. Or helped push it. Like, you're laying juice on Embiid at that point. Now you would have been laying up to, like, minus 150, minus 170. And now you're more around like a pick, essentially, on the two. So it would have helped Embiid's cause. Now, he also could have gone out there and what if he got smoked by Jokic and it goes the other way? Like,
could have happened.
That would have pushed odds the other way. But either way, I think the market was going to overreact to that game one way or another. And make it like, you can't have the odds swinging that much from one regular season game, even if it's against your primary competition for the award. So, like, I'm having a hard time with this one. I need another straw poll so that I can get my bets out. The straw polls, like, I'm not smart enough to tell you who's going to win right now. The straw polls, the voters tell me who they're voting for.
Yeah,
that I can do. That I can bet on. I think that if we erased our minds and we were doing just this season, Denver being the one seed in the West and Jokic doing what he's doing, Jokic would probably win the award. But I think because it's so tight and it's been Jokic over Embiid 2 years in a row, that if they gave it out today, it would probably be Embiid. So these last games and that game in Denver are going to carry importance because of how tight it is and that nature, and the odds kind of reflect how tight it is.
I'm kicking myself because last week I said there's now value on Joker at plus 230.
There was.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And I didn't bet it. I've never believed that Joel Embiid was going to win the MVP. I respect your opinion. I think you're probably more right than me because I'm jaded from losing last year. So I want to refuse. I don't want to believe that Joel Embiid has the chance to win the MVP in a year that I don't have a ticket because I possessed it the last two and I refuse to get involved this year. So that's probably bleeding into it. But at the same time, it feels like there's so many things that needed to go right for Joel Embiid to win this award, but it could have been catapulted in the right direction if he did play on Monday and so on and so forth. All right, well, look.
Just last thoughts on it. Like the straw poll, whenever that was recently, was dominant towards Jokic. It was 77% of the vote. So like the market could be off on this. The market can be off on these things because they're information based, and it's been a little while since we've gotten the information. So again, like Jokic, if we think about it, Jokic is on the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, and he's putting up even more ridiculous numbers from a triple-double standpoint. So like, it would not surprise me at all if the next straw poll came out and it was like 65% Jokic and he moved back up to minus 180 or something like that.
All right. Staying with the NBA, anything on you for tonight as far as best bets is concerned? You got a post coming out on tonight. Where can we find it if so? And give us one play that you're looking at for the NBA card.
Bets for tonight, I posted 2 tweets with player props. No article, but I do have an article for tomorrow, and I already wrote it because there's only 2 games in the league. For tonight, I play like we're at that time of year where some of these spreads are ridiculous. Some of these teams having so few guys. So it's basically the Pacers are playing their bench and the Blazers are playing their bench. I played Andrew Nembhard on the Pacers over 13.5 points. No Halliburton, nobody healed. Nembhard's gone over 13.5 and 7 of 10. He's gone over in 6 of his last 7 that Halliburton has sat. And in those 6 overs, he's averaging a little over 20. And one of them was against the Bucks, where he scored 24, which is the matchup tonight. So I like that one. And Shaedon Sharpe on the Blazers, over 20.5 points. Big number for a guy that not everyone has heard of, but he was a top 10 pick, committed to Kentucky, good scorer, super athletic. He's scored 24 or more in 3 of his last 4. He's been playing no matter the score. He has 35 or more minutes in each of his last 4 games. 2 of those games, Portland lost by 28 or more points. So he's on the floor no matter what. And the Kings, just fast-paced, not good defensively. So I like Sharpe to have a big game. Tomorrow, you saw what the Celtics did last night. The Celtics are 6-8 straight up in their last 14 games since December 16th as a double-digit favorite. They're sleepwalking through those garbage games. That's a ridiculously awful record. So what are they going to do? They're probably going to win tomorrow night in Milwaukee on the road. Celtics line is already out. Celtics plus 3.5 in Milwaukee tomorrow. I am on. It's a bounce back spot for them. It's their only chance, last chance to get that number 1 seed is to win in Milwaukee. They've played well against the Bucks all year. They'll be locked in. The starters didn't play the 4th quarter in Washington last night. And you got the Bucks coming back from a 4-game road trip. They were just in Utah. They were just in Denver. They were in Detroit. Now they're in Indy tonight. So it's a back-to-back for the Bucks playing on the road tonight. Never know what might happen there, whereas we know the Celtics are going to have all their guys. So I'm taking the points with the Celtics on Thursday night.
All right, excellent stuff. Yeah, 3.5 right now on DraftKings Sportsbook. Get on over there, support the team. Saw that we now have DraftKings horse racing. Give me the bugles. Unfortunately, not in Pennsylvania. Not in Pennsylvania. So I'm sure that will come. I saw like 10, 12 states actually listed. And that's exciting because that's one of the first questions that I'm sure, us being in the industry, how many times have you gotten a text message right around Kentucky Derby? Yo, can I place a bet on DraftKings on the race? I get them every year. And I'm like, no, it's a different license. Yep. So it's great to see DraftKings now entering into the horse racing world as far as gambling is concerned. Do you wager on the Triple Crown? Do you place a bet on any horse races, Julian?
I will do very casual for fun, couple bucks here, couple bucks there on some horses each year, just on those main 3 in the Triple Crown. I don't even remember the name of the horse. I've been talking to a guy. He gave me a 30-1 that I used some free play on about a month or 2 ago.
Nice.
And it is now 10-1. So the horses come down significantly.
Yo.
I don't remember the name. I'll look it up and let you know.
You could always
I-
shoot me
I
a
have horse
text.
in the race.
You know, yeah, you got
I
to.
have a horse in the race.
That's what I mean. I need a horse in the race.
Derby. No clue who it is, but I'll be pulling for it in May or whatever that is.
30-1, man. Come on. That's the one right there. All right. Let's get on over to the main course and let's talk about the Final Four. First of all, how surprised are you that FAU is playing in the Final Four? Number one, I know that this is a kind of a question. It depends, again, to each their own. I've heard people tell me, oh, they're high on Kim Palm all season. And then I'm hearing people give me the take that like where I'm at, where this is a team, this is a program that just won their first NCAA March Madness game, right? And now they're in the Final Four. So how surprised are you that FAU is in the Final Four in Houston this weekend?
It's kind of surprising. Like, it's surprising when you say it. FAU is in the Final Four. That sounds surprising. But then you go through it game by game, and, like, they're a pretty good team. I had Memphis in the first round. Memphis was up with 10 seconds with the ball.
Me too.
That was kind of a rough beat to lose that game.
Yep.
And because of that, I thought Memphis had a really good matchup against Purdue. I thought they could go deeper after that. So because of that, I had Memphis Sweet 16 and Elite 8 tickets that lost. Now, if things bounce differently, I feel like Memphis could have been this FAU team in the tournament, and I have a little bit more money in my bankroll right now. So maybe I'm a little bitter about the Owls, but like you look at each game, okay, you win a near pick'em game against Memphis. It probably shouldn't have gone their way. It did. Then you get Fairleigh Dickinson. Okay, you beat Fairleigh Dickinson. Then you get Tennessee. That was an impressive second half comeback. They were down 27-22 and came back and won that game. But we know how Tennessee can fall asleep on offense. And then you're a short dog to Kansas State. I liked Kansas State in that one. FAU pulls another second half comeback. So, like, it's very impressive. I don't want to take credit away from them. But if you look at each game along the way, like, they're good. They've been ranked in the top 25 a lot of the season, and they didn't beat anybody that great. So if you really break it down, I don't think it's that surprising that they're here given the pass. But the overall, statement of FAU in the Final Four, I think, seemed pretty crazy a month ago.
Yeah, in that game against Memphis, I remember talking, it might have been specifically with you, where we were saying, look, it's going to be a really good game, could go either way. We both had Memphis. The one thing I knew about FAU was, of course, the record, but they had size. And what's the kid from Russia, the Russian Tower, right? I think they call him. So, I mean, he's a beast. And I'm going with them, Julian. I'm going to take FAU game 1 on Saturday night, catching 2. I've had San Diego State. I played San Diego State a few times as far as on the live line. Gotten lucky, don't get me wrong, but I like FAU, and I think they handle them. I don't know. Where do you stand on that game to open up shop on Saturday evening?
So I haven't bet the game yet. What I have bet in the game is the first half under 61.5.
Ooh.
It's been bouncing between 61.5 and 60.5. I hit the first half unders on San Diego State against Creighton and Alabama. They come out and play their pace. And it just seems to be a San Diego State game out of the gates. And if FAU is gonna push it, they'll push the pace in the second half. Tennessee, it was a Tennessee rock fight out of the gates, 27-22 at half against FAU. And FAU got to go in the second half. So I really like the first half under in that one. If I bet the game, if I bet a side, I would probably pick San Diego State. The one reason why being, so the 3-point percentage average in this tournament for all teams is 31%. In the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, FAU shot 17 of 50 from downtown, 34%. San Diego State in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 held elite 3-point shooting teams in Alabama and Creighton to 5 of 44 from downtown. Their 3-point defense is elite, and that plays against what FAU wants to do. Not to mention, we're playing in a football stadium in Houston. We know about the shooting in those buildings. Maybe that takes away from some of FAU's shooting. San Diego State, to begin with, it doesn't matter. Every time they shot it against Creighton, it looked like it was going to shatter the backboard. And they won the game.
So ugly.
They're painful to watch, but they win.
Yep.
So lean to San Diego State for me, but yeah, it is tough to go against FAU at this point.
All right, now let's get to the main course. The Huskies, UConn, rolling, looking like they're the toughest team As far as the tournament is concerned so far, I think, what we've seen, 90 plus points winning so far over all these, the opponents. And man, this team is just ready to roll. Miami's got to play a perfect game. Miami's got to hit their shots. Got to score more points, of course, right? But the one thing I would say is Miami didn't hit the three against, in their last game. And they were 2 of 8 from downtown against Texas. And I don't know, if they go down 13 to UConn, they're not coming back. So I'm going with UConn minus 5.5. It's one too many points that I would prefer to give, but I understand it. Where are you looking at in this game? And would you recommend somebody going about it a different way? I've had people tell me, if you like UConn, skip the 5.5, take them at minus 125 on the future market to win it all, and just roll with that. Where do you stand on betting on UConn, and who do you like in the game against UConn and Miami?
Yeah, I'm playing them some different ways as well. I didn't lay the 5.5, but I have no problem with it if you want that to be your bet. Like Ken Palm made the number 7. UConn's been pretty dominant in the tournament. And nobody hates UConn as a URI graduate more than myself. So the least they can do is keep making me money in this tournament. Danny Hurley got us tournament wins back-to-back years in Rhode Island, some fun teams, fails for UConn, and here they are. So I'm not a fan of the program, but I'm a fan of my bankroll, and I'm going to continue to back UConn as I've done all tournament long. I played them on the minus 125 to win it all. One of my bigger bets of the tournament. We are where we are. They're clearly the best team left in the field. It would be, a bigger surprise than FAU making the Final Four. I would be more surprised if UConn lost one of these games the rest of the way out. To put that in perspective, I guess. So yeah, minus 125 for UConn to win it all. In terms of the game itself, I played UConn team total over 70.5. They're averaging just shy of 82 in the tournament. They've scored 82 or more in every game except for the St. Mary's game. And St. Mary's plays that San Diego State rock fight style. They got a top 10 defense on Ken Palm. So that was a little bit different. Miami, meanwhile, they're a scoring team. They just gave up 81 to Texas in a win. And they rank outside of the top 100 in terms of Ken Palm defensive, adjusted defensive efficiency. So I have no problem with UConn getting into the 80s here in this one. So that's how I'm going to play the game, look for them to score, and absolutely need them to win because I got a big ticket on them to win it all.
All right, final questions for the angle, and this is selfish for me here. I have UConn. I'm going to go UConn. I can't, get enough of UConn, right? And have felt like this is the team that could win it all. Just didn't know the path. And for some odd reason, I thought who cares about your bracket? But I had Kansas beating them in my bracket. I don't know why, but thinking back on it, maybe I was leaning towards Kansas. Who knows? Of course I was because I picked them. But whatever reason it was in my own head, I think highly of UConn. So here we are. But on the flip side of that, DraftKings is offering FAU to win it all at plus 650. Is there anything there for you on that? I mean, that's a nice price. I do believe FAU is going to get to the championship game. So, I got something already laid on UConn. If you were in my position, would you say, you know what, maybe we'll put a little bit on FAU to win it as well?
Well, if you're betting FAU to win the game, it doesn't really matter. I think you're looking at plus 650 on FAU to win it all, and you're looking at them being like a 6.5, 7.5 point underdog to UConn in the title game. So you would really just take your underdog money from this game and roll it on to a pretty hefty price tag already. So you're kind of looking at doing the same thing if you want to just roll it over. So yeah, I don't think you necessarily need to bet them all unless you want to just add to it now. But you can, if FAU does indeed win, you can just kind of take all that profit and roll it. And you'll be looking at a pretty similar number, I would say. Same can be said with UConn. Like you could just bet them on the money line, lay that big price against Miami, and then take all your winnings and do it again in the national championship game if they were to get there. So yeah, if you're betting a team to win it all at this point, I don't think it makes much of a difference if you want to go the rollover method for 2 games or just bet them at that number that you see on the board.
That's why I asked. Always great to hear from you, Julian. Can't thank you enough for making us betters here. Once again, DraftKings Sportsbook is where you can find Julian. Unreasonable Odds, you putting out an MLB podcast this week. Who you got winning the World Series this year, Julian?
So Steve Buchanan and Jared Carabas have the MLB episode.
Nice.
Yep. I got pushed to the bench for Carabas. Like, that guy knows more baseball than me. So that one is out. You can check that one out. Who do I have winning the World Series? God. I'm in the square camp that the Padres are gonna. That 3-1 series win over the Dodgers last year was the changing in the NL West. The Dodgers are the Padres are going to win that division. I bet them at +120 to win that division. Like, they have the pitching, they have the bullpen. The top of that lineup, if they stay healthy with Bogarts, Soto, Tatis, and Machado,
it's ridiculous.
Is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it's square. Everybody's talking about that. I believe it to be true. I think that the Padres are going to be serious contenders this year. So there's my MLB take. And actually, we did 2 unreasonable odds this week. So we got the Final Four one. Not that you just didn't get all the information that would probably be in it right now, but you can still listen. Final Four podcast I recorded today with Paulie Howard from VSiN. That'll probably be out in a couple hours.
Oh, that's great. I'll definitely be checking that out. Big fan of Paulie. He had a great line last week about Uncle June going down from The Sopranos. Really good line, and it was flawless. Great stuff, Julian. You're flawless, my friend. Good luck on all your plays. We'll check out Unreasonable Odds, the podcast, continue and repping DraftKings Sportsbook, and we'll catch up next week. And, of course, NFL Draft, that's your time to shine as well. That's fast approaching. We'll get a Masters play from you because I know you're a big PGA Tour guy as well.
Yeah. Only thing I like more than baseball is golf.
That's it. Go Huskies. I'll catch you up next week, sir.
Go Huskies, I guess. Here we go.
Nice work. There he is, Julian Edlow, once again from DraftKings Sportsbook on the Gambler Hotline. All right, let's keep it moving. Hey, take that information, run over to DraftKings Sportsbook, and lay that wager on UConn. All right. Hey, 4:30, we will talk golf with Patrick McDonald from CBSSports.com. Looking forward to that. Other side, though, I think we got a new invitation being sent out to a new state that will be now legalizing sports gambling. And I am absolutely in love with this. I'm so happy to hear this, so happy to see this. But what was said in these, meetings / politics and people debating on whether or not they should legalize sports gambling in this said state yesterday was absurd. And these politicians got to get on there and flex their muscles about why gambling is so bad. And hey, look, we understand it. Nobody's here to tell you that when you're betting over your head, that's a good thing, but you can't be painting everybody with that brush either. And I feel like that's what that politician did. So I have some statements from that, but we got a new state to the party of legalized sports gambling. And this one really hits home. So I'm excited about everybody down there and what they're going to finally have. Welcome to 2023. Daily Ticket, roll it on, though. Don't go anywhere more after this.
If you can wager on it, we're talking
It's going down again.
It's
The cash contest is back, and this time it's all brought to you by the Pool After Dark at Harrah's Resort, Atlantic City.
That's right. 9 times a day, Monday through Friday. Listen up for the keyword and head over to foxbhlgambler.com and enter your chance to win $1,000.
Now, $1,000 sounds great, but folks, experience your favorite summer party all year long at the pool at Harrah's Resort, Atlantic City. Enjoy 82-degree weather under the dome during the day and reserve a cabana and enjoy VIP service at night while the area's hottest DJs spin all night long. For tickets and more information, visit thepoolafterdark.com.
What's up? I'm Tyrese Maxey, 21st overall pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, a guard for the Philadelphia 76ers, and I'm doing my very first podcast, Maxey on the Mic.
Tyrese.
We'll talk about games, catch up with some of my favorite NBA players, talk travel, food, music, who knows what else. Listen to Maxey on the Mic on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you go to get your podcast.
At Staples, school is always in session.
And savings never take a holiday, especially now during Staples Teacher Palooza. You save big on everything for school, like 20% on all Crayola products, up to 40% on brands like Post-it, Papermate, and Elmer's. Plus, 24-pack cases of True Clear bottled water are only $3.99. During Staples Teacher Palooza, teachers save big and so do you, with classroom deals for everybody. But deals end soon, so hurry to Staples today. Offers end 4/1. In-store only. Limit 1 on water while supplies last.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Lowe's knows how to get your lawn ready for spring. And right now, you can take up to $10 off select Scott's fertilizers. Plus, you can save $50 on a Craftsman 20-volt 13-inch string trimmer and leaf blower combo kit. Now just $99. Get set for spring. Visit us in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 3/23 through 4/5. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with savings on select business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Plus, save on select monitors and accessories and get free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy, 3-time Pro Bowler. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
The Sixers' Joel Embiid and James Harden are both questionable to play tonight against Dallas. Embiid has a sore calf. Harden has an Achilles issue. The Eagles' popular Kelly green jerseys will be back as an alternate uniform this season. Owner Jeffrey Lurie says the tops will be paired with the helmet of that era. And some past Masters champs don't expect any drama between PGA Tour and LIV golfers next week, saying the narrative should be about crowning a major champ. I'm Scott Davidson.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code SPORTS for a special offer when you sign up. That's code SPORTS, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Heads up, a crash in Center City has 15th Street eastbound blocked at Vine Street. Traffic's being detoured around the scene. Also, as the Vine Expressway eastbound off-ramp to Broad Street blocked. The Vine Expressway eastbound bumper to bumper, Schuylkill to Broad and westbound Jan 95 to Broad. Schuylkill westbound Jan University to Vine and Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound, so 202 to Belmont and Montgomery Drive to South. 95 northbound, stopping at Vine Expressway up to Bridge. Southbound heavy Cotman to Bridge. All right, to tell a total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's $3 breakfast deal. Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is your choice of bacon or sausage, egg and Swiss croissant, plus a small seasoned potatoes for just $3. Break your morning routine and get your $3 breakfast deal today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Don't miss the factory authorized clearance at RV1 Superstores. All 2022 RVs must go. Look for the blue tags with clearance pricing up to 40% off on America's favorite brands. Hurry. When the tags are gone, so are the savings. Get 40% off at the factory authorized clearance at RV1 Superstores, a Blue Compass RV company. Visit RV1.com. Example 22 Braxton Creek Free Solo, number SI 1026, MSRP 22,222. See dealer for details.
Get ready for iHeartRadio Icons with Queen and Adam Lambert to celebrate their announcement of the Rhapsody Tour 2023, featuring a career-spanning set list with wall-to-wall immortal anthems.
America is still very encouraging to us, I could put it that way, so you want to go where people want you.
Tour tickets on sale Friday at LiveNation.com. Don't miss iHeartRadio Icons with Queen and Adam Lambert. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific on the free iHeartRadio app's Classic Rock channel.
Liz and I are always ready for anything. And we did everything on our first Carnival vacation. Like catching views from the ropes course. And laying out by the beach cabanas at Amber Cove. Oh, and those mesmerizing drinks at the Fortune Teller Bar. That girl's trip was one for the books. And it's all because we chose fun. Together.
Book a cruise with your friends, starting from $2.99 at Carnival.com. Carnival. Choose fun. Together. Cruises are in U.S. dollars per person, double occupancy. Taxes, fees, and port expenses additional. Restrictions apply. Full details on Carnival.com. Ships registry, Bahamas, Panama.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Get ready for this because it is here. iHeartland has arrived in Fortnite. I mean, you're going to see tons of concerts from huge artists like Charlie Puth. You can race, build, and even parkour and find cool spots to meet up with fellow players and brag about how many dubs you've racked up. So ready up, jump into Fortnite, and check out iHeartland and Discover, now open. Visit iHeartRadio.com/iHeartland to start playing.
iHeartRadio.
Your home for Villanova basketball is WDAS and WD273D. Fox Sports Radio Philadelphia.
I've been feeling kinda cooped up. I'm trying to get some fresh air. Hey, why you got the roof out? You know it never rains here. Hey, you ain't got a flash when you're taking your picture. You ain't gotta draw no extra attention. Paparazzi wanna shoot ya. Time for less out here. I've been in my bag anyway, trying to throw a bag in the safe. You can turn in the base. Baby, man, I want some baby names. Time for less out here. Do what I gotta do, bruh. Get up in my rearview mirror. I can't be riding round that open strip. I need tents. Windows, I need tents. Windows tents. I can't be flying down that window. With the bag in my whip. I need tents. Windows tents. I need tents. Windows tents. And it's no good for me. It's so good for them. I need tents. Windows tents. I need tents. Windows tents. I got way too much to lose. So get window up real quick.
It's the Daily Ticket. Coming up at 4:30, Patrick McDonald talking all things PGA Tour. All the changes that we'll see in Augusta this year. I saw that the Augusta lengthened Amen corner on 13. A couple other odds and ends that we'll get into. You know, we moved into this beautiful new facility a couple months ago. I don't even know what date it was. But there's so many things that just like, you know, you scratch your head and you're like, wait a minute, what is going on? Like how? One of them happens to be our TV setup in the studio. I'm going to complain if you don't mind. I can't get to the power cord. So our streaming service, whatever it is, like what's the key to fixing all electronics? What's the key? Unplug it, plug it back in, right? Right. Well, if I can't get to the plug, what am I supposed to do? And that's what we're dealing with right now. I don't know. I got all cords hanging out. I unplug it and it won't reset. It's the craziest thing ever. What the hell's going on? So I just get the spin. I'm getting the spin wheel all day today. Nothing but the spin wheel. Whatever that thing is, the circle. The circle of death. All right, Daily Ticket with you here, having some fun on a Wednesday. And let's go ahead and fire up DraftKings Sportsbook, take a peek at some of the games that are going down this evening. Now, NBA card, normally I would sit there and say, we got some good games. What is the big storyline from the NBA? Seriously. If you were going to sell me on game 76 of the NBA regular season, what are you selling me on this evening? Why should I tune in? Other than just see some of the best athletes the world has to offer. Other than that, please tell me. Because I'm finding it hard to really, really find a storyline that is capturing me and moving me to tune in. Honestly. And again, this is what we do for a living. So it's not like something that, you know, but when you look at the games, they're all great games. But what's the reason? You know, like all of these numbers are just huge, huge spreads. So, you know, 11.5 for the Bucks on the road at the Indiana Pacers. Tomorrow's the day to fade the Milwaukee Bucks. Today is the day to take them. So 11.5 point favorites. Mavericks and Sixers, we don't know what the hell the deal is. Harden and Embiid, we'll find out soon, I would imagine, here coming up at about 5:30. It's 4:20 right now. Sixers, 4-point favorites. Houston Rockets, Brooklyn Nets. Besides Mikal Bridges, I don't really have anything to offer you. It's a 10.5 point spread. Heat and Knicks, 4-point spread. You know, that's got some playoff implications, playoff seeding. They could see each other, sure. You know, it's great to have the Knicks good, finally. 4-point spread. Lakers and Bulls. I don't know. You know, LeBron's back. Sure. Lakers are making the push. That's one. LeBron is back. That's a good storyline. So that's a game that you would tune into. Shout out to his little kid, Bronny, playing in the McDonald's All-American game yesterday. A couple of them. I saw Peja Stojakovic's kid and DeJuan Wagner, who scored 100 points in Camden. His son, DJ, who I think took home the MVP in last night's McDonald's All-American high school game. Pretty cool stuff there. Let's see here. Lakers and Memphis. Yeah, or Clippers and Memphis. Sure. Let's pull up that NBA standings here just to check out what those numbers are on the west side of things for both of those teams. Grizzlies are at 48-27. Clippers are at 40-36. Grizzlies don't have too much to worry about because they got the Kings behind them and they trail the Nuggets behind 3. They're kind of in the Sixers spot where they're not going to go back. They're not going to go forward. So they're kind of where they're at. Phoenix Suns, 40-35, 5 games, 6 games. Wow. Suns are 11 games out of first place. That's crazy. Clippers 40-36, Golden State 40-37, although the Suns are getting Kevin Durant back, so we'll see when he returns to the court to see what that turns out to be. Timberwolves 39-37. They're in the 7th spot. Pelicans 8. Lakers 9. OKC 10. Mavericks, who are in town this evening, they are 37-39. They are a half a game out of that 10th spot. So they actually have something to play for. I don't know. Playoff seeding really doesn't push me to go run to a TV to tune in. LeBron back in action. I'm all about it. OKC is a fun team to watch. Let's see here. T-Wolves and Suns. That game is going off at 10 p.m. Suns are 5-point favorites. And then close up shop with Sacramento and Portland in there at 10 p.m. And Sacramento is, 14-point favorite. When's the last time Sacramento was ever a 14-point favorite? And besides, if they ever were this year, I don't even think they've been a 14-point favorite yet this year. Been favored in a lot of games. But Portland, that's how bad they are. And what I would say about Sacramento, did they clinch yet? Seasons are update, clinch. I don't think they've clinched yet. No, why would be clinch division? So they have not. But I believe Sacramento. No, I don't think they can, actually. I don't think they can clinch the division. But what they could do, of course, they're in the playoffs, and that's a huge deal. So it's been a long time since the Sacramento Kings have been in the NBA playoffs, including, I mean, we're talking about the years of Chris Webber, Peja, who we were just talking about there, Vlade Divac. Let's see here. Last time the Kings first winning season since 05-06. Yeesh. Next time a Sixer fan wants to complain to you, you can bring that up. Hey, you could have been a Kings fan and weren't able to get into the playoffs in forever. All right, daily ticket rolling on. A lot going on in the timeline right now, including Will Levis, who tweeted out I guess, that he's in the best shape of his life. That dude did look like an absolute beast in that pro day. Jeez. Good Lord, dude. His back is so defined. Like he's ripped. Yeah, he's like, worst shape of my career after injuries, best shape, December to March. Yeah, you look like trash in December, Will. Come on, bro. Put a shirt on. The kid. Yeah, he was a monster in that pro day. I'm not being sucked into Will Levis. You know, if I was general manager and I had the opportunity to draft him, I don't know I could pull the trigger. When I'm faced with these decisions over the last few years, and we don't have to go far because all you got to do is go to 2 years ago with Zach Wilson. It was the same thing I was saying then. I'm going to say that about Will Levis. And I'm pretty sure if you go back in time, we could pick out 5 quarterbacks that I said, nope, I want nothing to do with, and I've probably been right about that. Will Levis fits into that profile. Want nothing to do with them. I get it. 2 years ago, he was good, put up some good numbers. Past year, bogged down because of offensive line issues in Kentucky. Don't care. Want nothing to do with them. If he turns into Tom Brady, good luck. I'm okay with passing on that. And the same thing with Anthony Richardson, too. I get it. You need a quarterback to win in this league, but I would pass on both of those guys. I want nothing to do with either one of them. CJ Stroud or Bryce Young or Lamar Jackson, or bust. That's all I want this offseason. All right, Daily Ticket rolling on. Coming up next, folks, are you not excited? And if you're not excited, what's going on with you? Because right around the corner, 1 week, everything is going to be sunshine and birds chirping, azaleas. Oh, and Augusta. The Masters. I mean, come on, listen to that music. So good. Hello, friends. Fresh off of his last Final Four It's going to be amazing. Next week, all things Augusta. Jim Nance hands his tie out one last time in Houston. Oh, by the way, where he went to college. Unfortunately, his team isn't there, but it's going to be a great story. Then he lines up, heads out to Augusta. Who will win it? Well, we'll discuss it. Of course, we got a tournament that's taking place this weekend as well. So for anybody that plans on placing a wager on DraftKings Sportsbook on the PGA Tour, don't miss our next guest. Patrick McDonald from CBSSports.com. He's joining us back after this.
For iHeartRadio Icons with Queen and Adam Lambert to celebrate their announcement of the Rhapsody Tour 2023, featuring a career-spanning set list with wall-to-wall immortal anthems.
America is still very encouraging to us. I could put it that way, So you want to go where people want you.
Tour tickets on sale Friday at LiveNation.com. Don't miss iHeartRadio Icons with Queen and Adam Lambert. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific on the free iHeartRadio app's Classic Rock channel.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Some good news in Center City. Police have cleared an accident that had 15th Street blocked at Race Street. Everything reopened there. We also had the Vine Expressway off-ramps to Broad Block. Eastbound that's been reopened, and westbound should be soon too. But we're crawling on the Vine Expressway, eastbound Schuylkill to 8th, and westbound 95 to the Parkway. Schuylkill westbound jam there to the Vine Expressway and Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound so Blue Route to Belmont and jam Montgomery Drive to South. 95 northbound stopping go Vine Expressway to Bridge. All right, to tell a total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with savings on select business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Plus save on select monitors and accessories and get free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
This year at Ashley's anniversary sale, we were able to secure a more affordable price on the same great quality as before, and we're passing those savings on to you. Shop new, lower prices on hundreds of items throughout the store and online. Get ready for summer with 10% off on all outdoor furniture. Plus, we're offering 5 years special financing with no minimum purchase. Visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com to celebrate and save today. Only at Ashley. See store or ashley.com for details.
Parks Casino. This is how you win. The fun never stops at Parks Casino. Enjoy the best local bands and live entertainment at 360 inside Parks Casino. Friday, March 31st, Chatter Band takes the stage. And Saturday, April 1st, the music continues with Fish Out of Water. Plus Joe Conklin's Comedy Night every other Thursday night. Follow on social or at parkscasino.com. Parks Casino. This is how you win. This is how you win. 21 gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's up? I'm Tyrese Maxey, 21st overall pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, a guard for the Philadelphia 76ers, and I'm doing my very first podcast, Maxey on the Mic.
Tyrese!
We'll talk about games, catch up with some of my favorite NBA players, talk travel, food, music, who knows what else. Listen to Maxey on the Mic on the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you go to get your podcast.
It was Noah's and my first carnival vacation.
First cruise ever.
And we were pretty excited to ride the Bolt roller coaster.
Mom was all like, wow!
We went to Guy's Burger Joint for lunch.
1 burger, extra pickles, and super melty cheese.
And Noah even rode a horse at Half Moon Cay. It's all because we chose fun together.
Book a cruise with your family starting from $299 at carnival.com. Cruises are in U.S. dollars per person, double occupancy. Taxes, fees, and port expenses additional. Restrictions apply. Full details on carnival.com. Ships registry, Bahamas, Panama.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are two of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Natalia, solid dismount, but that little pause is a deduction.
Top tumblers hope to stick the landing with Coach Jasmine.
That aerial sequence still needs work.
She needs more certified athletic trainers to find her balance.
Focus. I'm going to need you for the all-around. Wait, who's spotting the vault?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No. Call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at TopDogLaw.com. Once again, that's TopDogLaw.com. It's going down again. The cash contest is back, and this time it's all brought to you by the Pool After Dark at Harrah's Resort, Atlantic City.
That's right. 9 times a day, Monday through Friday. Listen up for the keyword and head over to FoxBHLGambler.com and enter your chance to win $1,000.
Now, $1,000 sounds great, but folks, experience your favorite summer party all year long at the pool at Harrah's Resort, Atlantic City. Enjoy 82-degree weather under the dome during the day and reserve a cabana and enjoy VIP service at night while the area's hottest DJs spin all night long. For tickets and more information, visit thepoolafterdark.com.
Dazzling decal on Daisy's Donuts window. Bold banner at Barry's Barbershop. Prominent poster at Penny's on Park Place.
This is your sign. Well, signs. To try Staples and see the difference. Get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more.
From Staples, and I couldn't miss it.
Ends 4/15. Visit staplesconnect.com/printbig for details.
I'm Ava Mendes, and when I heard that the average kitchen sponge is 200,000 times dirtier than a toilet seat, I made finding a sponge good enough for my family and my home my mission. That's when I discovered Skura Style sponges. They're antimicrobial, so they don't smell, and tell you when it's time to replace them. So if you never want to touch another stinky, soggy, bacteria-filled sponge again, go to SkuraStyle.com. That's SKURA Style.com.
Up to 40% off during spring cleanup sale.
This year at Ashley's anniversary sale, we were able to secure a more affordable price on the same great quality as before, and we're passing those savings on to you. Shop new, lower prices on hundreds of items throughout the store and online. Get ready for summer with 10% off on all outdoor furniture. Plus, we're offering 5 years special financing with no minimum purchase. Visit your local Ashley store or Ashley.com to celebrate and save today. Only at Ashley. See store or Ashley.com for details.
Don't miss the factory authorized clearance at RV1 Superstores. All 2022 RVs must go. Look for the blue tags with clearance pricing up to 40% off on America's favorite brands. Hurry. When the tags are gone, so are the savings. Get 40% off at the factory authorized clearance at RV1 Superstores, a Blue Compass RV company. Visit RV1.com. Example 22 Braxton Creek Free Solo, number SI 1026, MSRP 22,222. See dealer for details.
Enter to win free Ritas for the year. Enjoy your favorite frozen treats all season long. Refreshing Italian ice, creamy frozen custard, gelatis, blendinis, concretes, misto shakes, milkshakes, sundaes, and more. Visit foxphlgambler.com/Ritas to enter today. Be cool. Go to Ritas.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
You do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the right price. eBayMotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
A few clouds drifting through overnight, and then a strong cold front arrives just after midnight, and it switches our winds from the southwest to the northwest. And if you're up, you're going to hear that wind increase, and it could bring a brief shower north of the city. Temperatures dropping close to freezing, but wind chills by the morning rush will be in the 20s area-wide. So Thursday, despite that it is a bright sunny day, it is windy, winds gusting 25 to 30 miles an hour, a high of 49, but at best feeling like the low 40s come afternoon. I'm meteorologist Adam Joseph with your 6 ABC forecast.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with savings on select business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Plus, save on select monitors and accessories and get free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Just let that play. But I'd be lying to you. I hit a button, and that's why my microphone wasn't on. I was talking into it. So if you're watching on the stream, you would see that yeah. So I can't lie to you and try and play it off like I was letting it play. I fat figured something. Oh well, though. What are you gonna do, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Yes, that is the sweet sounds of Augusta, and it's fast approaching. But there is a golf tournament that is being played this weekend. There's actually a lot happening on the PGA Tour, just to let you know. Swinging and Ding, a brand new episode coming your way at 6 p.m. this evening. Moose, Mays, Danielle, talking all things PGA Tour, local golf as well. Saw Harry Mays on television, Inside Golf, over there at the Lulu Country Club, I believe it's filmed at. So, brand new episode coming your way at 6 o'clock. But let's get the conversation going with our next guest on the Gambler Hotline. Joining us from CBSSports.com, our good friend Patrick McDonald at Amateur Status. And I follow Patrick on Instagram, and early this morning I saw him walking the beach coast down there in Charleston, South Carolina. And what a lovely day it looked like. Patrick, what were you searching for? That was early, man. What time were you out and about this morning?
Yeah, it was around 7 a.m. Every now and again, we'll do a cold plunge, kind of reset the system. Mm-hmm. And like I was telling you, we got Augusta around the corner. We need to hit a winner. So went out into the deep Atlantic searching for the man who will be donning the green jacket next week.
And I would imagine Aquaman himself came swimming up, and he whispered right in your ear. He said, "Don't think twice. Tiger Woods, 55 to 1."
Yeah, something similar. It sounds like you were pretty much there with me. Couldn't describe it better myself.
We will definitely talk about Tiger and money and all that. We'll get into that next week. We'll save that one. But it's exciting. Yeah, this is the first major, and of course, with coming off of what we just saw down at TPC, which was great, and rolling into the match play over the weekend. Look, golf is in a great spot. It's a shame that some of those players, some of those guys with the big names are playing on the Live Tour and are on teams known by the Range Goats, which I could not believe was actually a team name, but it hit me and I said, oh yeah, okay, I get it. I'm actually a Range Goat myself. But what I would say is, golf is in a great spot and continues to evolve and bigger things are happening. And I like what Rory and Tiger are doing. We're going to talk about this deal with Tiger and Mike Trout. But more importantly, I just want to say, like, from the standpoint of a lot of people only care about the majors. And as I said, with TPC and now I think you could throw the Waste Management out and Scottsdale into that equation, which is, a lot of people love to tune into as well. But every single week, man, I find myself on the couch and I'm locked in. So this week, more of the same with the Texas Open. So of course, you do a ton of research. You can read Patrick McDonald over at CBSSports.com, and right in front of me right now, I got his official predictions and odds and everything ready to go for the Texas Open. Matter of fact, you could just hang up, Patrick, and I'll just read your article about that. No, I kid.
Beautiful.
Get back on the ocean. All right, now talk to me about the Texas Open and what should we know going into this? So, and first and foremost, it hits me. Has anybody that's playing in the Masters won this tournament? And I guess maybe that's probably happened before, but would you say that, if there's somebody that's going to be teeing up in Augusta, maybe that's where their mind is at, and you might not want to take them this week? Is that fair, or would you say maybe not? That's the wrong way to approach this week?
It's probably pretty fair, just because, no offense to the guys in this field, but I don't see really any true contenders, maybe outside Hideki, but he has that injury concern. Obviously had to withdraw from the WGC match play last week before his match with Max Homa, citing a neck injury. He actually withdrew from this tournament last year with the same injury after 27 holes. So I know he's working on adding distance to his game. One of my coworkers told me that he's working with Fast Eddie, a pro long driver. So that could, kind of it's thrown off his game for sure. And it's kind of concerning, since he was coming off that top 5 finish at the Players Championship, to see him withdraw in Austin. But I think only Phil Mickelson and Jordan Spieth the last couple of decades have been able to win the week before and then win at Augusta as well. Mickelson also did it when he won the Open. He won the Scottish Open the week before there. So it's unlikely that any of these guys who wins will win Augusta. 2 parts. One, it's going to exert a lot of energy this week. We kind of saw it with someone like JJ Spawn. He won this tournament last year, booked his place to Augusta, actually had a nice top 25 finish in his first showing at the Masters. And second, the big dogs aren't here. Like you said, there's no Scotty Scheffler, there's no Jon Rahm, there's no Rory McIlroy, but there's still a lot on the line. Tyrrell Hatton had a great Florida swing. We saw him at the Players Championship, finished runner-up. Arnold Palmer, he had a nice top 5 finish there as well. He was in the mix. Siwoo Kim has played well during this stretch. He plays great in Texas. He's had a great history at the Masters. And honestly, the big name on the board, Ricky Fowler. He needs to win. He needs to win for the first time since 2019 to get into the Masters for the first time in 2 years. We all remember that runner-up finish to Patrick Reed in 2018 when Jordan Spieth made a charge, hit a branch on the 72nd hole off the tee, made bogey. Ricky Fowler made birdie on his last hole, falls just one short to Patrick Reed. We would all love to see Ricky Fowler back to Augusta National for the first time in 2 years. And if he's going to do that, he's got to win this week in Texas.
First of all, I can't believe Ricky's only 33 years old. That's number one. All right. I get it. He looks like he's 25 and he will always look like he's 25, but come on, man. He's only 33 years old. My goodness. Second of all, we joked about Ricky before the season started, right? Didn't he change something with his swing? And I was like, do you think that's going to help him this year? And I think you even said, yes, you did expect Ricky to have a better season, if I'm not mistaken. So nice work by you on that one. But how good of a season has Ricky Fowler had so far? And is it realistic at 16-1 to fire on him this week? 18-1 on DraftKings Sportsbook.
I don't think people are realizing just how good Ricky Fowler has been. The past 3 months, he ranks 15th in the world in total strokes gained. That's ahead of Justin Thomas. That's ahead of Jordan Spieth. That's ahead of Sam Burns. These are all, Sam Burns just won the match play last week. That's ahead of someone like Siwoo Kim, who has won this year as well. So he's top 10 in both approach and putting, and that's really the bread and butter when it comes to playing on the PGA Tour. You hit your irons close, you make a lot of putts, you're going to make a lot of money. And Ricky Fowler has done that this year. He just hasn't been able to cross the finish line. We saw him there in contention at Torrey Pines. He was in the mix a little bit. At the Zozo Championship in the fall as well, he finished runner-up to Keegan Bradley there. So all signs are point and go for Ricky Fowler. And if you're a Ricky Fowler fan, he just needs to cross the finish line. And it's a lot, easier said than done. I think he maybe misscheduled his year so far. I think he should have played in the Honda Classic, that lower tier event that Chris Kirk won in Florida. He had played it every year since he's been a professional since 2010. Decided to skip it, and last week was obviously the cutoff to get inside the top 50 of the official world golf rankings to make his way into the Masters. Came up short of that. He needed a quarterfinal appearance, went 2-1 in pool play, didn't make it out. But I just can't help but wonder if Ricky Fowler had played the Honda Classic, maybe collected a bit more OWGR points, maybe last week could have been different and he could have found himself inside the top 50 already. That's not the case, unfortunately. So now he has to win this week.
Wait, I was writing that down. You said hit your irons close, make your putts, make a lot of money. Is that what you said?
Yeah, pretty much something along those lines.
Just want to, because I want to make a lot.
Equation.
Yeah. I want to make a lot of money. So, but my golf game sucks. That's all right though. I'm buying a new fairway though, a rescue club. I'm buying a new club this year. I need something new to the bag. Do you know that golf bags are expensive as hell? I'll tell you what. I went to go buy a golf bag. I don't need one, but I think it will help my golf game this year. And I go, really? Golf bags are that expensive? I was blown away by that. Did you know that golf bags are pricey, Patrick?
Man, I haven't bought one probably a decade, but I assume they're like over $200.
Yeah,
$250?
yeah, they're like $350, and not even like the stand-up ones with my name on the bag. I'm talking about just a normal Titleist or Callaway bag. I'm like $350. Good grief.
Robbing you blind.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe I can get like a Tito's vodka one over the summer with a tournament I play in. All right. As far as this week is concerned, let's talk about the long shots, because I think a lot of people might be looking, this week with the idea of, you know what, this is a bunch of names. Of course, there are some big names. I'm not going to deny that. But when you get down the list and you're looking, you're trying to find that golfer that really jumps off the page at you, your mind is automatically going to go to Augusta. So is there one or two long shots that you think, you know what, would be worth a shot, maybe in a top 10, top 5, or hell, let's swing for the fences, maybe to get the job done this week down in Texas?
A name I'm really keen on this week is Nick Taylor. You can find him 50-1 at DraftKings Sportsbook. And in this field, total strokes gained over the last 3 months, it goes Tyrrell Hatton, Chris Kirk, Ricky Fowler, Siwoo Kim. And number 5 on that list is Nick Taylor. I think a lot of people will remember him from the Phoenix Open. He was kind of the unknown in that pairing with Jon Rahm and Scotty Scheffler. He ended up finishing second to Scheffler. He was the one who kind of gave him fits down the stretch, and not necessarily Rahm. He's coming off a top 10 finish at the Valspar Championship. And even though his record didn't look great at the WGC Match Play, he played some really good golf. He lost one down to Patrick Cantlay on the first day, and Cantlay's one of the best players in the world. So I like the way his game's trending. He has 7 top 25 finishes this year in his last 14 starts. So he can get in the mix more often than not. So a guy who's won multiple times on the PGA Tour. He beat Phil a few years ago at Pebble Beach for his last win. I really like the way his game's looking, and at 50-1, it's worth the nibble in my opinion.
What's up with Molinari this year? How's he looking? He's a guy that always popped up at Augusta, so I see 90-1 attached to his name, 18-1 for top 5 and plus 750 top 10. Anything there for Molinari this season? Has he been hitting it well at all?
Man, Molinari, that is not a name I was expected to talk about, but he's actually been kind of decent in his last 2 starts. He finished top 15 at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, where he's won before, made the cut at the Players Championship, gained almost 5 strokes on approach, and he has a top 5 on the DP World Tour in early January. So some of the pieces are there. It's a bit of a big year for Molinari. The Ryder Cup's in Italy, his home country, in the fall. He will most definitely want to make that team somehow. His brother's an assistant captain for Luke Donald, but he's definitely up against it. You bring up Augusta, it's almost as if Tiger broke him in 2019 with the water ball on 12 and then another on 15. And ever since that, he just hasn't looked the same. Similar to Hideki, he's one of these guys who has gone searching for distance. He's a really small guy, and it's almost hindered his game since then. And so, yeah, looking back since 2019 in general, it hasn't been great for Molinari, but he's a name in this field, and we've seen crazier things happen before.
Yeah. Something that like a storyline that, jumped off of me a little bit there. And like I said, just some of the names at the top, of course, very familiar, but then once you get down the list, these are some guys that need to do some research on, that's for sure. A big list, though, for this weekend at the Texas Open. Be sure to follow Patrick over at Amateur Status and read him at cbssports.com. We'll actually tweet this link out where he gives you all of his open or his predictions, his picks, the whole 9 yards. Of course, though, Patrick, we are inching closer to Augusta. Let's talk about it. And right from the jump, you and I were talking previous to the hit here. I am all about Scotty Scheffler. And of course, who shouldn't be, right? Like at the end of the day, shouldn't we all, let's just bring it up from the daily fantasy perspective. If I'm filling out a card for next week where I got to pick 5 golfers, Scotty Scheffler has to be one of them, correct?
You're correct. And the scary thing about Scotty Scheffler is compared to last year when he won 3 times before the Masters, he's playing better. He was gaining 10 strokes on the field per round in 2022. He's gaining 12 this year. He's gaining 3 strokes on the average guy every single day on the PGA Tour. And there are only 9 players who are gaining over 2 strokes per round. And you look at the lead up to Augusta of these past champions, they're averaging about 2.1 strokes gained per round. That includes someone like Dustin Johnson, who was gaining nearly 4 in that November, Bubba Watson in 2014. So everything looks like Scotty Scheffler will be a very, very live candidate to defend his title. And I was telling you before, only 3 men, Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, and Nick Faldo, have gone back to back, worn the green jackets in consecutive years. That's the only thing going against Scotty Scheffler, right? The extra time with the media, you're shaking hands, kissing babies, the champions dinner, giving a speech to all the past champions. That's really the only thing that's going against Scheffler. But on the course, game wise, it's hard not to think he's at least going to be in with a chance come the final 9 on Sunday.
Do you like him? Because I see on DraftKings Sportsbook 7-1, 7-1, 7-1 for Jon Rahm, Rory, and Scotty Scheffler. If I made you pick one out of those 3 for Augusta, who you going with?
Of those 3, I would go with Scotty Scheffler. Absolutely. Rahm, I think his illness at the Players' Championship was worse than he gave off. He said he could barely stomach water. He didn't play great in Austin. He got absolutely steamrolled by Billy Horschel. How does that exert confidence if you're trying to bet someone at 7-1 when Billy Horschel, who doesn't have a top 15 finish this year in a stroke play event, is kicking your butt? He lost to Ricky Fowler as well. So he's an easy pass for me. And with Rory, I say it every year, his metrics look great. They do every year. It's amazing for him, but it's just the mental hurdle. And mentally, I think Scheffler has the edge on him. It's really, do you want to go with the defending champion who's going to have more time? Scheffler knows he can win the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
Rory doesn't. Rory has the big speed bump to get over. So between those 2, I'd definitely go with Scheffler.
Now, apologies for bringing this up because your Dukies, didn't do all that well in the tournament. But it is the season of Cinderellas, so having some fun with you a week out. Is there a golfer that's down the leaderboard or down the odds board here that you might say could fit into that slipper and might be a Cinderella for Augusta next week, in your opinion?
Oh man,
I'm not making you hit send on that wager. Just somebody that you thought about him 2 weeks ago, or maybe the wind was whispering today while you were walking down the Atlantic Beach coast down there in Charleston.
So Augusta's very As you know, Sean, Augusta is the only course that hosts a major every single year for the men's side, and so you kind of have a decent idea of what to expect, and the trends are very sticky. The last 10, everyone's been inside the top 25 of the official world golf rankings. The last 10 winners, all of them. There hasn't been a debutante winner since 1979. That's Fuzzy Zoeller, and you need a major championship pedigree. So if you had to ask me one Cinderella of the group, long odds, remind you, which is tough to get out of the top 25 players in the world, the play might be Keegan Bradley.
Ooh.
He checks the boxes off the tee on approach. He falls short around the green, which is definitely very concerning around Augusta National. You have to be a magician with a wedge in hand. But he's a proven winner. He's won a major championship before. He won this past fall. We saw him go against someone like Max Homa at Torrey Pines, who wasn't afraid of the moment. He was great at the U.S. Open last year. They were really leaning into him being the Boston guy, even though he's from Vermont. And he played great at the country club up there. So I would go Keegan Bradley, 81 at DraftKings Sportsbook, and then maybe a bit of a surprise pick. We just saw him at the Players' Championship, Minwoo Lee. We've seen Australians play very well at Augusta. You think Adam Scott, Cameron Smith has a great history here. Norman had a great history here. Minwoo Lee, he actually has the front nine scoring record at Augusta National. He said it last year. He shot 30 on the front nine, finished inside the top 15. He has all the power in the world. You need to hit it long out there at Augusta National. He has the creativity around the greens. And we just saw him, kind of in the spotlight in the hardest tournament to win, and that's the Players' Championship. He didn't have a great Sunday, but I think he can learn a lot from that. He's still only 24 years old. So I'd go with those two names.
Okay. Yeah, great insight there. And again, next week, so we're not trying to get too far or too ahead of ourselves. Final question on the Masters here, and I'm curious to know your thoughts. Would it be a bad thing to see a LIV Tour player win? Like Dustin Johnson, if he was to pull this off and win, would that be a bad thing? Anybody from the LIV Tour, would you say if they were able to win Augusta or the Masters at Augusta next week, it would be a bad deal?
I don't really think so. I mean, at the end of the day, like the Masters is kind of bigger than any one of those players, any league nearly. So I'd be happy, and I think the general public would be happy for anyone. Granted, the internet might take it a different way.
Shocker.
It'll be a dreadful next week on the internet, but I'd be happy to see anyone, LIV Tour, PGA Tour, DP World Tour, win. I mean, it's an incredible accomplishment. So it'd be great for story writers too, myself included. I'm not going to lie. I'm not necessarily rooting for one or the other. I'm staying unbiased, like we all should, although some don't. But I'm happy with anyone to win.
Do you think DJ has a realistic shot? He's 22-1. He's the highest one as far as the LIV Tour players, as far as on the odds board here on DraftKings Sportsbook. DJ got a shot?
Damn, don't do Cam Smith like that dirty.
Oh, I did pass up.
forgot
Sorry.
about him.
Yep, you're right. You're right. I did do him dirty, and he definitely has a good shot of winning it, right?
Yeah, and Cam Smith arrives as the most recent major champion in the world. He won the Open last summer. I would not. So LIV does have an event this week. They're in Orlando. It kicks off on Friday. If you have an inkling to bet Cam Smith, Patrick Reed, Brooks Koepka, who I would stay away from, Dustin Johnson, I would tune in. It could be worthwhile to see if they have any form. I know DJ has been struggling a little bit, but I know he's playing as much golf as ever. And him, Patrick Reed, and Harold Varner III took a scouting trip to Augusta a couple weeks ago. So if you're looking at Cam Smith or Dustin Johnson, I would definitely tune in to LIV and kind of see where the game's at.
All right.
But those are the type of guys who could not play for 3 months, roll out of bed, and oh wow, he just shot 67 at Augusta. And it's like, all right, that's not surprising.
Yeah, and nothing phases those guys, right? Like if they were in the run in the final, round, it's like it doesn't matter who they're teeing up against. They've been there and done that. All right, final question for you here, Patrick. Can't thank you enough, sir. But we had some news locally. I believe on Monday, Mike Trout tweeting out that him and Tiger Woods are going into business, and he's always wanted to own his own golf course or something along those lines. Do you remember seeing the Top Golf video where Trout blasted the ball out of the Top Golf area? So of course they can't hang with him, so he had to build his own course. This is something like what's going on out the Ozarks, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that where Tiger Woods in that course is out there in the Ozarks?
Oh man, my head was in the gutter. I thought you were talking Jason Bateman and Marty Bird. But yeah, no, he does have a golf course out there. Tiger has his own architecture firm. It's called TGR Design. He has a course near Pebble Beach, a little par 3 guy. So he's been doing it a lot. And the PGA Tour just announced that they're going to a Tiger Woods design next year during the fall. So it's a good partnership. I know Trout was really excited. He said he didn't know who he wanted to design it. He just shot Tiger a feeler text, and the conversations went great. And he's like, he sounded like a little kid talking about, he's like, I'm texting freaking Tiger Woods. Like, does it get any better than this?
That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking at what now? Paynes Valley, right? That golf course is tremendous. And is it going to be something similar, or do we not even know that?
I don't think we know quite yet.
Okay.
There's going to be a signature hole, he said. I think it's going to be similar to maybe like 17 at TPC Sawgrass, like an island green. type of deal, but there's not a lot of info out yet because I think it's not opening till 2025.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting times here in the Delaware Valley. Of course, just a short trip over to South Jersey, across the bridge. Walt Whitman, Ben Franklin, either or. You'll get there and tee it up on a golf course that's probably one of the best in the country and probably one of the most expensive golf courses out there in the country, I would imagine, too, as well. That's, it's so funny. You never go to the comment section. I'm sure you know that better than most. But, like, so many people are like, oh, yeah, bring another expensive golf course to Jersey, just what I need. I'm like, I don't know. Like, it depends. I don't make a lot of money, so I do complain when golf courses. I'm like, damn, that's like $130 to tee off. Jeez. And then you're, losing all those damn balls, and you're like, oh, man, whatever. Cart Girl, where you at? So I'm not trying to spend $500 to tee off, but, look, if it's a beautiful golf course, like Paynes Valley, do you have any idea what it costs to play out there at Paynes Valley for a tee time out there?
I have negative idea. I mean, that's kind of in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. $250.
Yeah. I would expect to pay that. And look, that golf course looks spectacular. So if it's anything around, which it will be, it's brand new, of course, then I would pay that much and get out there and enjoy it as much as possible. But I can understand people complaining. Golf can be expensive at times. Patrick McDonald, you're the man, sir. I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day and setting us up for success, whether it's the Texas Open or Augusta or breaking it on down, talking all things live. We'll continue to follow you at Amateur Status, sir, reading you over at cbssports.com. And next week, I'm going to pin you down. We're going to want some winners, all things Augusta, sir. So we'll be following along and, of course, checking out the podcast. And next week, looking forward to talking all things Masters with you. Can't thank you enough, though.
Anytime, Sean. Good talking.
You the man. There he is. Patrick McDonald once again on the Gambler Hotline. All right, keep it moving. 5 o'clock hour rolling on here. Coming up, 5:30, we're going to talk all things Philadelphia sports with my guy, Drew Smith, because I'll tell you what, when it comes to the world of Philadelphia sports, Drew and I are locked eye to eye. Whether we're talking about the Phils, we're talking about the Sixers, or we're talking about the national media and these rats. They're all over the place. We got still an infestation. We got nothing but rats running all over this area. Ridiculous. So I can't wait to get Drew back up on here at 5:30 from the libertyline.com. Also got a text. Number one, I got to bring out what state just went legal. We'll do that on the other side. It's big news. New state joining the party. Legalization of sports gambling. Huge deal. I think that now makes 34 states, if I'm not mistaken, that have some form of sports gambling being legalized. That's a big deal. So I'll tell you what that state is. I'll also tell you what a congressman said yesterday that he was fearful of, which just blows my mind. But then again, all these blowhards get out there and just want to scream and hope that a TV station picks them up. I digress. And also NBA. It's important time of the day here at 5 o'clock with the injury report. We'll give you the latest as far as Joel Embiid and James Harden for tonight's game against the Dallas Mavericks, 76ers and Dallas Mavericks, 7:30 p.m. We know Kyrie, we know Luka's playing. Will Joel Embiid, will James Harden be playing? We should be finding out pretty soon. Don't go to one more Daily Ticket. Back up to this.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Heads up, we've got a crash involving an overturned vehicle on the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge. This is eastbound heading into New Jersey. All lanes are blocked. Now heading into Philadelphia, traffic is getting by, but it's crawling. Has 73 northbound, backed up Hilton Road to the bridge. Watch for delays on 42 south off the Walt Whitman Creek Road. 95 northbound, stop and go Vine Expressway up to Bridge. Schuylkill eastbound jam, Blue Route to Belmont, and Montgomery Drive to south. Westbound heavy University to Girard and Boulevard to Belmont. Laura Totella, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with savings on select business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Plus save on select monitors and accessories and get free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Set sail with Princess Cruises, the original love boat, and fall in love with your vacation like never before. You'll love our friendly crew. You'll love our destinations, from Alaska to Europe to the Caribbean. You'll love our world-class dining and entertainment. Most of all, you'll love getting away from it all as you get closer to the ones you love. So come aboard. We're expecting you. Princess Cruises. Come feel the love. Contact your travel advisor or visit princess.com today.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey everyone, it's Cassidy Hubbarth from ESPN.
I'm Nico Ramos, a sports broadcaster here in Manila.
Together, we have a new podcast we can't wait to share with you. Hoops Paradise, the Philippines' love of the game.
You know, there's religion, there's politics, and there's basketball. And those are the three things you talk about in the Philippines.
It's a basketball love affair like no other. Listen to Hoops Paradise, the Philippines' love of the game, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your home for Villanova basketball is WDAS and WD273D, Fox Sports Radio Philadelphia.
A Sunday afternoon, for what I read between the lines, the lines. Feeling like a hand in rusted chain. So do you laugh or does it cry? Reply.
And a congratulations goes out to my North Carolina friends
North Carolinians, as North Carolina just approved sports gambling coming to the state of not UNC, of UNC, yeah, University of North Carolina is there, of NC. Exciting stuff. And it's where I got my start in the sports talk radio industry. I know John Jansen did as well. Very cool to see that. And of course, all my friends that are still in radio down there, they're fired up. And welcome to the party, man. It just adds another layer to what we've been doing all of our lives as far as radio is concerned. And there's nothing better than sports talk radio from the gambling perspective, in my opinion, because it keeps it fresh. You know, there's always something to discuss, always something new. The numbers change. Instead of, perfect example, on my way in, the radio show that I was listening to on Sirius, Dusty and Danny, they had a guy on from Baltimore, and he's like, man, I'll tell you what, today we were live at Maryland's Pro Day, and it was the best thing ever, because the last 3 months he's been talking about nothing but Lamar Jackson. And the host said, well, all due respect to Maryland, I don't really care to hear about Maryland, but so we're going to get on over to Lamar here. It's just the nature of the beast when it comes to sports talk radio. You know, you got to play the masses, play the hits, as my old program director used to say. I don't really feel like you got to beat people over the head in our area when it comes to the radio portion of the sports gambling world. So that's why I like it and I prefer it. That other stuff, I'll tell you, it's easy. It's easy. Come up with that topic, drive conversation, don't overthink it, talk Eagles, give out the phone lines. It doesn't get any easier than that. Literally, a monkey can do it. Who should the Eagles draft? That's all they got to do. You can get callers to call in. But here, we got to know a thing or two about a thing or two when it comes to the world of sports gambling. So I'm excited for our friends down there in North Carolina. And Jansen and I were still doing hits. Who knows? Maybe we can get something going down there now. A little gambler coming to you from North Carolina. Love NC, man. Love my time now. Great state. Great state. You got a little bit of everything down there. The people are good. You got the cities with Raleigh and Charlotte. You got the mountains. My friend Eric's still down there living in Asheville. And then you got the beach, Wilmington, all the way up Atlantic Beach to Outer Banks. Great state. Great state. A lot of beautiful golf courses and just good people down there in North Carolina. So excited, very excited. But let me just go ahead and bring it back down to earth, because politicians like to ruin everything these days, or people that like to talk politics like to ruin everything. But this little gem came up yesterday when I was doing some digging, as my voice just cracked. Somebody brought up, this was a representative from North Carolina, Representative Abe Jones, speaking about legalizing mobile sports betting in the state. He said it's against his values and believes with mobile sports betting will come a rise in prostitution. Why? Because if I lose my bet, now I got to go down to the docks and try and see if I can get some loving to lose, to alleviate myself of the fact that I just lost money. I don't like where, why, how do you connect the two? Seriously. How can you connect sports gambling with prostitution? It's apples and oranges, Holmes. But we know the fight we're up against. You know what disappoints me the most, though, is when people who are in our industry, supposed to have our back, like to really just beef it up to help with viewership or getting their name out. And I'm talking about David Purdom, right? Is that how you say his name? Yeah. David Payne Purdom from ESPN.com. You know, if I could just go left for a quick second here, there was a situation that took place with Bradley Beal apparently slapping the hat off of a fan, air quotes using fan, and supposedly this fan said something about his parlay. You cost me my parlay, and this is according to Bradley Beal, and then he slapped the hat off him. So now the police are looking whether or not they need to press charges. First of all, folks, Whether he had something to say about a parlay or not doesn't matter. Like, those stupid things are said time and time again. Has nothing to do with sports gambling. I'll give you a perfect example. At the Wings game over the weekend, there were 5 dudes behind me, 23, 24, 25-ish. All of them, the bat blues in hand, seemed like nice kids. But they were annoying beyond belief because they were trying to get the defenseman for the opposing team's attention. They kept on yelling 4. His number was 4. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Your legs, 4 this. Skip Jim Day, 4. What are you wearing? 4. They kept the PC for the most part. And when they did drop an F-bomb, I did turn around and say, guys, come on, man. There's kids around. Like, I'm sensitive to that. I have a 3-year-old. I've never been one to be screaming F-bombs at a sporting event, but even more so now when there's kids around. Like, dude, I'll be the bad guy. And come on, man. We got to be a little bit more respectful than just, you and a game in front of you. No, there's kids right there, and you're screaming F-bomb, and they're like, Daddy, what's that? And they were very cool. I just kept it simple, and that's all there is to it. But the big point is they kept on going on and on and on, and not one word was about anything sports gambling. Kyrie had a guy kicked out of a game a couple days ago, right? I don't think that was about sports gambling. People have been harassing players for years. Doesn't make it right. Telling you that straight up. But for David Purdom to then say, oh, I can't believe that this is happening here. I thought that we would have been able to keep it going or keep it, PC since everything has been legal, but we can't handle it. It's like, dude, are you kidding me? One situation, one spot, and now all of a sudden you're going to come out and say, well, this is terrible. I can't believe it. First of all, social media is the worst. Second of all, people have been harassing players at games, heckling players at games from decades ago. So stop it. Yeah, he said, as a society, we don't appear to be mature enough to handle the expansion of legal sports betting. It's very sad. Dave, come on, bro. That tweet's sad. The fact that you put that out there. Pay attention. Open your eyes. Take a look at everything that's happening around our country. We can't handle much. Anyways, I digress. But North Carolina, welcome to the party. And there is nothing that's going to, from the legalization of sports gambling, make prostitution go up. There's zero. There's zero connection to that. Zero connection. Stupid. All right. We're going to have Drew Smith coming up here at 5:30. Quickly on this, though. All right. So last night, I'm sitting down. I actually got a lot accomplished last night, a lot of work to do. It was like midnight, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, light bulb went off. I was talking to John Jansen about going to Chicago for the Cubbies and the Phils coming up here in June 27th, I think it is. Now, I didn't hit send, and I didn't press as far as purchasing tickets or anything like that. But tickets to this game, I didn't know. I thought the Cubs Park, Wrigley Field, was small to the point that, like, tickets are tough to come by. That's what I thought. I was wrong. Tickets are like, first of all, if you just want to get in the building, you can get in the building for $22. All the way up third baseline, but you're in the building. And I've seen pictures from all the way up there, and it's gorgeous. There's not a bad seat in the house as far as Wrigley Field is concerned. I believe. I've never been there before, but, it's your standard ballpark, as far as center field to home plate and all that. You got the bleachers out there, which is general admission. I've never been to Wrigley. Dying to go. So last night, did some research, did some digging, found a flight. Pretty cheap. Leave Monday. Hotel room Monday night. Hotel room Tuesday. Come back Wednesday. Game Tuesday night. So I'm hoping that Jansen's ready to purchase those tickets soon here and get ourselves a cheap flight. Get ourselves a cheap ticket to the game. Fly to Chicago. Enjoy Monday night out there. Do the show first Monday. Fly out to Chicago Monday night. do the show Tuesday. Everything is, you can Skype in, Zoom in, whatever. So do the show on Tuesday. Go to the game, catch the Phils and Cubbies live from Wrigley Field. Go out Tuesday night to the early morning, catch a flight Wednesday, come back, do the show Wednesday. That's the plan. So I'm hoping that we can make that happen. And I've already reached out to sales. Like, yo, I'll do a bunch of videos. Slap the logo on there. Get me out to Chicago. It's always been a goal of mine. Never been to Wrigley Field. Been to Chicago before. Dying to go to Wrigley Field, and have always looked at the Phils. I don't know. Oh, you know why? Because I think like they've been playing the Cubs in May, and I had no interest to go to Chicago in May. June 27th, I can get down with. So a quick little trip to Chi-Town. Hopefully that's in the cards moving forward. But I was surprised to see how cheap it is to get a ticket to Wrigley Field. $22 you can get in the building right now. I mean, hell, if you want to sit behind the Cubby or the Phillies dugout, like $90. Right behind their dugout. I saw tickets on Ticketmaster.com. So I thought, you know what? Let's make it happen. All right, other side. Drew Smith's going to join us. I think he's going to New York for a Phil's game. What, Phil's playing? Oh, no, that's right. They got the Yankees. That's right. So I think he's going up there on a bus trip. So Drew's all fired up for the Phillies. So that's great to see. And, of course, 76ers. I can't wait to get Drew on the show because him and I are in total agreement, lockstep on all this nonsense. These media members just making too much of a deal out of regular season game 75. Yeah, it's frustrating. But Sixers ended up losing. They ended up covering that number. Tonight, they're 4-point favorites. The latest on Joel Embiid. Not seeing anything just yet. If he's going to be playing tonight, was hoping that we would be able to see. No. Nothing just yet as far as he is out. All right, let's go to Sean Bernard. Let's see if Sean's got anything on him just yet. This is right around the time that we would find out if he's playing or not. I won't be surprised if he sits because guess what? Joel Embiid's hurt. We'll keep you up to date on that one, though. But right now, just as I said, the number is still hanging at 4. No movement as far as the 76ers are concerned. Giving 4 to the Dallas Mavericks. 231.5 is your total in that one. Give me Kyrie Irving on his player prop over on 23.5. That's where I am going this evening. Good luck to everybody else. Drew Smith from thelibertyline.com on the other side. Do not go anywhere. More Daily Ticket. Back after this.
The Gambler. Philly's home for all things sports gambling.
It's going down again. The cash contest is back, and this time it's all brought to you by the Pool After Dark at Harrah's Resort, Atlantic City.
That's right. 9 times a day, Monday through Friday. Listen up for the keyword and head over to foxbhlgambler.com and enter your chance to win $1,000.
Now, $1,000 sounds great, but folks, experience your favorite summer party all year long at the pool at Harrah's Resort, Atlantic City. Enjoy 82-degree weather under the dome during the day and reserve a cabana and enjoy VIP service at night while the area's hottest DJs spin all night long. For tickets and more information, visit thepoolafterdark.com.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Heads up, we've got a crash involving an overturned vehicle on the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge. This is eastbound heading into New Jersey. All lanes are blocked. Now heading into Philadelphia, traffic is getting by, but it's crawling. Has 73 northbound backed up Hilton Road to the bridge. Watch for delays on 42 south off the wall, Whitman Creek Road. 95 northbound, stop and go Vine Expressway up to Bridge. Schuylkill eastbound jam, Blue Route to Belmont, and Montgomery Drive to south. Westbound heavy University to Girard and Boulevard to Belmont. Laura Totella, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with savings on select business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Plus save on select monitors and accessories and get free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
This year at Ashley's anniversary sale, we were able to secure a more affordable price on the same great quality as before, and we're passing those savings on to you. Shop new, lower prices on hundreds of items throughout the store and online. Get ready for summer with 10% off on all outdoor furniture. Plus, we're offering 5 years special financing with no minimum purchase. Visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com to celebrate and save today. Only at Ashley. See store or ashley.com for details.
Don't miss the factory authorized clearance at RV1 Superstores. All 2022 RVs must go. Look for the blue tags with clearance pricing up to 40% off on America's favorite brands. Hurry. When the tags are gone, so are the savings. Get 40% off at the factory authorized clearance at RV1 Superstores, a Blue Compass RV company. Visit RV1.com. Example 22 Braxton Creek Free Solo, number SI 1026, MSRP 22,222. See dealer for details.
Set sail with Princess Cruises, the original love boat, and fall in love with your vacation like never before. You'll love our friendly crew. You'll love our destinations, from Alaska to Europe to the Caribbean. You'll love our world-class dining and entertainment. Most of all, you'll love getting away from it all as you get closer to the ones you love. So come aboard. We're expecting you. Princess Cruises. Come feel the love. Contact your travel advisor or visit princess.com today.
Natalia, solid dismount, but that little pause is a deduction.
Top tumblers hope to stick the landing with Coach Jasmine.
That aerial sequence still needs work.
She needs more certified athletic trainers to find her balance.
Focus. I'm going to need you for the all-around. Wait, who's spotting the vaults?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No, call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at TopDogLaw.com. Once again, that's TopDogLaw.com.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's Elliot in the morning.
Rover's Morning Glory.
Booker and Stryker.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
Alter Ego, are you ready?
All of the best free curated playlists.
Nobody does it better.
All of the great podcasts for every interest.
Hey guys, this is Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Wrestling with Freddie podcast.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome. All of your favorite superstars.
We're the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
What's up? I'm Tyrese Maxey, 21st overall pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, a guard for the Philadelphia 76ers, and I'm doing my very first podcast, Maxey on the Mic.
Tyrese.
We'll talk about games, catch up with some of my favorite NBA players, talk travel, food, music, who knows what else. Listen to Maxey on the Mic on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you go to get your podcast.
Is sports betting about to become way more fun? You bet. The BetParx app has a brand new sports book. Live betting and parlays? You bet. Quick deposits, incredible promos? You bet. The BetParx Sportsbook app. New users with a first bet of $10 or more get $125 in sportsbook bonus bets. Fast signups, fast withdrawals? You bet. BetParx.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 and located in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Ohio. New users and winning bets only. Terms and conditions apply. Sports bonus bet must be wagered once. See website for details. In Ohio, offered by Parks Interactive Ohio Link.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At Staples, school is always in session, and savings never take a holiday, especially now during Staples Teacher Palooza. You save big on everything for school, like 20% on all Crayola products, up to 40% on brands like Post-it, Papermate, and Elmer's. Plus, 24-pack cases of True Clear bottled water are only $3.99. During Staples Teacher Palooza, teachers save big and so do you, with classroom deals for everybody. But deals end soon, so hurry to Staples today. Offers end 4/1, in-store only, limit 1 on water while supplies last.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Do you have taxiety? That nervous feeling when you realize it's tax time again, but you don't know how much it could cost you? Don't wait until the last minute to file. Liberty Tax will help you get your maximum refund at our lowest possible price. Our professional services start at just $69. Start your taxes today online at libertytax.com or schedule an in-person appointment with one of our local tax offices. Offer ends April 18th, 2023. Valid at participating locations. Terms and conditions apply. See website or office for details.
Experience the PPG 375 at Texas Motor Speedway this Sunday, April 2nd at 12 p.m. Eastern, live on NBC and Peacock. Watch the fastest cars and the boldest drivers fight to the finish line. The PPG 375 Texas Motor Speedway this Sunday at noon Eastern, live on NBC and Peacock.
A few clouds drifting through overnight, and then a strong cold front arrives just after midnight, and it switches our winds from the southwest to the northwest. And if you're up, you're going to hear that wind increase, and it could bring a brief shower north of the city. Temperatures dropping close to freezing, but wind chills by the morning rush will be in the 20s area-wide. So Thursday, despite that it is a bright sunny day, it is windy, winds gusting 25 to 30 miles an hour, a high of 49, but at best feeling like the low 40s come afternoon. I'm meteorologist Adam Joseph with your 6 ABC forecast.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with savings on select business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Plus, save on select monitors and accessories and get free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people.
It's all good, baby. It's 5:35. It's The Gambler. I am Sean Brace, and every Wednesday we like to rant and rave with our good friend from thelibertyline.com. It's the great Drew Smith. And Drew, we got a lot to get into, my friend. First of all, how you doing today? How you doing today? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a long week. I've been fully engulfed in the MVP conversation with the Philadelphia 76ers and our guy Joel Embiid. After I told you for weeks I refused to let the poison get to me. Now I'm up at night, all night thinking about it.
Me too. I told them they weren't going to get to me, but yes, I'm right there with you. I don't have any skin in the game. I didn't take it, but people are just irking me with this MVP discussion. And I know you and I see it the same way. So it's like, that was a regular season game. That was the 75th game of a regular season in the NBA, and you're trying to make it out, they're trying to make it out that we could have won the NBA championship if we just defeated the Denver Nuggets on Monday night. It's absurd.
And the audacity of these sports books to even change the MVP odds because of it was absolutely infuriating.
Yeah. You know, I wake up today, Drew, and yesterday, Doug Gottlieb, which I'd like to say, hey, friend of the program. I've been on his show before. He is Fox Sports Radio.
Okay,
so
mind.
no, it's all right. You know, it's tough to defend Doug. He makes his own bed. You know, he's got to sleep in it. But this is indefensible because listen to what he said. He said, I don't blame anybody, not a single human being, if you don't want to vote for Joel because he didn't play in a made-for-television, made-for-internet sort of event against the Joker. Where is your competitive drive if you're not going to play in that game? Drew, wasn't he hurt? Didn't he try to give it a go and he was hurt?
It's unbelievable. Number one, he was hurt. He wants to be healthy for the playoffs. Anyone who watches the Sixers actually knows that. They know what we've gone through over the last 3 or 4 years, whether it was a stomach bug, a broken face, a torn ligament in his thumb, torn ligaments in his knee. And the fact that anyone, and you know what it really is, Race? It's the fact that the national media and everyone had money invested on this. It was a national broadcast. There's advertisers. There's so many people that are going to profit off of an Embiid Jokic basketball game over the final 10 games of the season, and they didn't get that. So instead of acting like adults, they're all acting like a bunch of whiny babies and criticizing Joel Embiid for this. Like Joel Embiid decides when he's not going to play. And if you want to blame anyone, you blame the Sixers organization that played Embiid back-to-back nights last Friday and Saturday night against the Warriors and the Suns. It has nothing to do with Joel Embiid. Literally nothing. And for Doug Gottlieb to say that, I mean, I'm going to have to text Luke. We're going to have to throw his face on the rack. I'm sorry. I know you've been on his show, and I know he's a member of Fox Sports, but we can't have people talking like that.
No, we can't because we see right through it. It's just doing it for clicks. It's doing it for the likes. It's doing it for, the hearts. It's absurd because it's not factual. Let me just back you up, though. I want to take that, what you said, though, about the 76ers control. I don't know if I disagree with you, but so my take was he played in the Golden State game. He played in the Phoenix game. He was healthy, right? If he's healthy, he's going to play. If he was healthy on Monday, he was going to play, right? So do you think, are you saying the 76ers, because everybody was putting so much more emphasis in that game on Monday, they should have done what's in his best interest and held him out on Saturday against Phoenix?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Because, look, I mean, he went through pregame warmups in Denver trying to play in that game. And the coaching staff and everyone, his trainers, everyone shut him down, said, no, he's not going to play tonight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you would have to think any rational person with a brain would think, okay, well, if he didn't just play his third game over 4 days, then he would probably have played on Monday night.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not faulting the Sixers. You know what? I kind of wish would have happened. I wish that they would have put it out there on Friday. Joel's going to play Friday night. He's going to play Saturday night. He's not playing Monday. But it
just seems a little tone deaf from an organization after what we've been through over the last 3 years in terms of an MVP race. That if there was any plan to keep Joel from not playing a game because he is nursing that calf that's kind of bothering him, then he shouldn't have played either game Friday or Saturday and then played on Monday night. That is what everyone wanted to see. That would have been the corporate suit move to do, is to make Joel Embiid play on Monday night and not the previous 2 games. And they did not do that. So it really doesn't even matter. I'm not blaming or upset with the 76ers organization, but at the same time, if everyone's going to then turn to Joel Embiid, like Kendrick Perkins, Doug Gottlieb, and literally every other national media outlet, and say this was him ducking Jokic, didn't like the bright stage and the bright lights, I mean, that's just a load of BS.
Yes.
It's not even close to being true. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
This is what we deal with every single year over the final 10 games of the season. as long as I've been talking to you, we always say how awful the final stretch of the regular season in the NBA is. And we're in the thick of it now. We got 7 games left.
That's it. And that's all that matters is just getting through this stretch healthy. And here we are holding our breath again for Joel Embiid and whether or not he is going to be out tonight. Again, I don't really care if he plays tonight or not. But, for the people that are heading down there, I hope he does play. I'd like to win games. I'd like to tune in and be entertained. But it does not matter. All that matters is playoffs. I watched last night. I opened up the show today. I watched last night the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors don't give a damn about what happens in a regular season. The only thing that they worry about is championships, playoffs, get me to an opportunity to win another ring. That's all we should be concerned about. Should we not be copycatting everything that the Golden State Warriors do? Yes, because they win rings. Like, don't get caught up in this MVP nonsense, but yet here we are with 7 games to go. I don't.
Well, and that's the same thing because it's such a double standard, right? So if Embiid plays on Monday night, he would have got his against Jokic. Everyone would be like, he's the MVP. He's the best. He's dominated Jokic, all this stuff. And then he doesn't play, and now he's scared of the spotlight, all this stuff. It's actually really a triple standard because then let's just say he did play, and now, he re-injured that calf or hurt it even more, and now he's not healthy for the playoffs. Then everyone's mad because time and time again we go into the playoffs injured, beat up, and B's not 100%, and we're probably, guaranteed out in the second round, which all things considered looks like we're going to be playing the Boston Celtics. So no one is ever happy at this time of year. And it's just, everyone just needs to stop, take a deep breath. It doesn't matter if Harden and Embiid played. I don't care about people who bought tickets to the game. I don't care about kids trying to go to games to watch Joel Embiid play. You had over 40 games already this season to do that. If you're waiting until the final week of the NBA season, then there's a popular Michael Jordan meme out there that says something about kids that, they should be immediately shared with whatever parent waited till the end of the season to go to a Sixers game. So I don't care about any of it. The only thing I care about, and I think the Sixers are on the same page this year too. We're trying to get to the playoffs healthy.
Yes.
We are trying to do that. James Harden is resting. Good. I don't think he should play tonight. I don't think Embiid should play tonight. If they're going to play 2 games, the final 7, it should be next week against the Bucks and the Celtics, and that'll be a perfect warm-up against 2 of the teams that are ahead of them in the Eastern Conference standings to get ready for the playoffs. And that's it.
Well said. And I know we just had Julian Edlow on representing the team over at DraftKings Sportsbook. He's a Celtics fan, and he even said to me, I kind of wish that Boston Celtics were doing a little bit more like the 76ers are doing with Joel Embiid and James Harden. He says Tatum's playing too much, and he needs to sit some of these games, and they're not doing it. So, look, I think the 76ers have been burned. We know that they've been burned over the years, and it's just about damn time they learn their lesson. Get to the playoffs healthy. That's all that matters. Drew Smith from...
And I would like to just say, too, that Doc Rivers playing Dwayne Dedmon, I mean, what is he doing with these lineups and not playing Paul Reed? And even Jaden Springer got a little bit of run at the end of that game on Monday night. But can we please stop just bringing in these, veteran buyout contract centers? And he's like, so we need to get Dwayne Dedmon some minutes? I was like, no, we do not. Paul Reed is playing great as a backup center. He's athletic. He's long. Lineups with him and Jalen McDaniels look absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
And I see Dwayne Dedmon on the court during the playoffs race. I'm jumping off the Ben Franklin Bridge. I really am. I'm not watching him play in the playoffs.
Well, hopefully that won't be the case. And
we saw last year they started DeAndre Jordan against the Heat.
Jesus. I've kind of felt like Doc has done a good job this season, but he's been pretty good throughout the course of regular seasons in the years past. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for everything to happen. I hate to be Negadelphia here, but that's just the state of the franchise with the 76ers. Quick question on the Sixers as far as something I don't think you and I have ever discussed, but I'm wondering where you stand on this, and it bothers me, and I know maybe this is something that is uncontrollable, and I never do complain about ownership. I just don't. And I want to be fair to Josh Harris. I think Josh Harris and the 76ers are run appropriately. I don't think like they've ever mishandled something. I could nitpick. I'm sure there's some a time that I could be frustrated with, whatever. But ultimately, it seems like it's a professionally run franchise. But it bothers me that Josh Harris is now in the running and leading the ship to buy the DC Commanders, and on top of it, owning the New Jersey Devils. Is that fair? I mean, it comes off as just such an Amazon type of vibe. And I know Bezos, it's a bad comparison because he was in the running too, but it's like, it rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. Does it bother you at all?
No, it doesn't. And I actually have a specific reason as to why it doesn't. It's because you see Josh Harris sitting courtside watching the Sixers game more often than not. He attends a lot of Sixers games. He sits there and he watches them and stuff like that. But I will say he's very lucky that you have an organization like Comcast with no face and no direction for the hockey team here in Philadelphia, because the Flyers are so poorly run with no representation that pretty much every other owner, gets a pass in my book. But I mean, John Middleton obviously is amazing. Jeffrey Lurie is amazing. And then you look at Josh Harris, and I understand what you're saying, but he does attend a lot of Sixers games. Yeah. He's sitting on the sideline or courtside. He's in the mix. He's cheering with fans and stuff. And, he's pretty easily accessible too. If you're up on the club level, which I'm fortunate enough with Russia Ortiz that we do spend some time up there. So
nice.
I really don't have a time or a problem with Josh Harris. I think he's, pretty accessible, and he has no problem showing his face when things are going good or bad. And he seems to be in the mix down there. So, if he wants to buy the Commanders, go ahead. What do I care?
How rich is he? I mean, how do you own 3 professional franchises in this day and age? It's just unbelievable. Where did his money come from? What the hell did he do?
I'm not sure, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt because, I remember when they first bought the Sixers and everyone's like, oh, this guy has no relation to the city. He doesn't care about anything. And all things considered, like you mentioned, I mean, they're a pretty well-run franchise. And, he's down there and watching games and stuff. I mean, he kind of gets a pass from me.
Harrison Blitzer bought a stake of less than 5% in the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2020. He's a part owner of the Steelers? The hell?
And then the other guy, not Harris Blitzer. Wait, they have the Guardians too, right? Did you mention that?
Goodness. Are you kidding
or
me?
Is that the other guy? One of the other Sixers owners now owns a piece of the Guardians.
The Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah, what's his name? I forget, but
good grief.
Yeah, he was part of the Sixers for a while too.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, he owns Crystal Palace. Come on, man. Dude, can I borrow $50, Josh? I'm dying over here. Good grief.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. From the 76ers, let's get on over to the Fighting Phils, Drew. And all right, I'm going to come to you straight by saying, again, I'm optimistic about the season, but I'm a little worried to start. All right. So I kind of need you I want to hear your thoughts, kind of need you to talk me off the ledge a little bit here. Look, Rhys Hoskins and Bryce Harper, man, that's a ton of production. And I get that Trey Turner is now in there and they still have the bats, but Castellanos, to me, I'm not buying it, right? That's Negadelphia to a point, but I know a lot of people are trying to tell me he's going to bounce back, and I think you're one of those guys, and that's fine. But I don't think it's a sure thing just yet. And all I'm saying right now is that is a ton of production at the top of your lineup that is no longer there for the first 2 months of the season. So don't get me wrong, you can't lose a championship in May, but I don't know if this season is going to be all sunshine and daydreams to start because of the loss of Rhys and Bryce Harper still coming back from injury. Your thoughts on that?
I actually really don't care about the lineup. I'm more concerned with the starting pitching. Look, we saw with Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, and JT Realmuto bring the lineup. They were, hitting the crap out of the ball in the World Baseball Classic. And then you mix in the other pieces. Outside of those three, you still have Alec Boehm, who, all things considered, should be even better than he was last year. I think he has that confidence going for him now. He's playing a lot better. You have young Bryson Stott, which I'm actually more concerned about him being productive at the plate than anyone else in the lineup. And Nick Castellanos, which, you know, all things considered, he should bounce back on there too.
Should.
So, look, I mean, if you have a core of Turner, Schwarber, Realmuto, Castellanos, and then a couple role players, I think we'll be fine from an offensive production standpoint. But with Ranger Suarez hurt, Andrew Painter still isn't throwing again. That means you're probably going to have Nola, Wheeler, Walker, Bailey Falter, and I mean Christopher Sanchez as a fifth starter. So you're looking at the back half of your rotation now, and there's a lot more question marks there than there were, you know, say a month ago when Suarez was still healthy, Painter was still throwing, and you thought you were going to have a fifth starter that was going to be split between Painter, Falter, and Sanchez. So I'm looking at the pitching, actually, that's more concerning than the lineup.
Give me a bold take for the Phils as they get ready to start 162 games in our face tomorrow afternoon. Oh, by the way, at 4:05, taking on Jacob deGrom, Luke Arcani will be joining me at 3:30, just to let you know.
Nice.
Talking all things Phillies. Give me a bold take. Drew Smith's bold take, Philadelphia Phillies 2023 edition is what?
A bold take.
It could be good. It could be bad.
Yeah,
my,
I mean,
because my bold take was the starting pitching, or the bullpen was going to be better than a starting pitching this year. That was my bold take.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that bold take. I'd probably say that Trey Turner finishes in the top 3 running for MVP award, and Nick Castellanos is a Silver Slugger final.
Ooh, that's a good one. Nick Castellanos, Silver Slugger. I like that. All right, we do have breaking news. This is the time we find out about everything in the NBA. Doc Rivers said, "We did the right thing," quote, and sitting Joel Embiid in Denver, says it wouldn't be fair for one missed game to ruin his MVP campaign. Quote, "He missed other games, you know. I don't know what people use as criteria. It seems like it changes weekly. It feels like every year the MVP criteria keeps changing." Doc Rivers, ladies and gentlemen, nails it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Joel Embiid just told Shams 2 days ago in an Athletic article. So, I mean, look, Doc, what is he talking about the MVP for?
Yeah, right.
Who asked him that question?
I'm sure. Who knows? He did say it will come down to pregame warmups for Joel and James Harden for their status tonight. So that will be around 6:30. We'll find out. But
yeah, I'm saying they don't play either of them.
Both?
Yeah, I mean, why play them? What's the point?
If Harden's
if it's coming down to a game time decision, then why even play?
Okay.
I mean, this is what happened in Denver too, and hopefully this is kind of just smoke and mirrors for the Mavs, and you know we'll just run out the young kids again.
All right, Drew Smith. Can't thank you enough, sir. Phil's win tomorrow.
No.
Yeah. Take him to yeah. It's
No, I don't think they do.
Yeah, it's 162, so no panic in the streets over game 1. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough spot.
Look, we're going to be around 500 over the first 2 months of the season. I mean, I tell you all the time, Sean Brace, baseball doesn't start till June 1st.
That's it.
So
that's it. Well, my friend, always great to connect with you to rant about Philadelphia sports. I'm glad that we see eye to eye on a lot of this. And Doug Gottlieb, you are welcome to the Rat Crew.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you know, we got to be fair.
That's it.
Fair and honest and balanced. Here.
And truthful, damn it. Drew Smith, TheLibertyLine.com. Can't thank you enough, sir. Enjoy the games this evening. Enjoy the games. You got a Final Four prediction? Who's winning it all?
Is Texas still in it?
Texas is not.
Yeah, well,
UConn. Just say UConn.
Yeah, I like UConn. I know UConn.
Hey, Monday night, be at Bankroll watching the championship game. Monday night. You got no plans. Join us, Bankroll.
I'll be in New York. I'm going up to the Yankees-Phillies game in New York.
Right. Yeah, you're on the bus. He's on the bus, ladies and gentlemen. TheLiberty9.com. Drew, thank you very much, sir. We'll catch up next week.
Yes, sir. Talk soon.
There he is. Go Phils. All right. Look. Yeah. If James Harden can play, he should play tonight. It's been a little while. We haven't seen James, and we need to get him going again. I do expect James Harden to play tonight. But again, we'll see. Gets out there, warms up. Feels a little something, discomfort, don't play him, of course. But it's a home game. He'll get the juices going. And, I mean, they got to win these games. It doesn't matter if they lose, but it's a home game. You'd like to win. They're 4-point favorites tonight. I'm on over Kyrie Irving, though, 23.5 points. I think that's free money, ladies and gentlemen. Free money. Take it. Special thank you to Julian Edlow. Special thank you to Patrick McDonough. Special thank you to Drew Smith from thelibertyline.com. Everybody have yourself a wonderful Wednesday night. I'll be back tomorrow. Thursday edition of the Daily Ticket. Luke Arcaney will be joining us, talking all things Phils to get the party started at 3:30 as we take you up the first pitch at 4:05. Talk a lot of Major League Baseball tomorrow. Just want to put out there, my new team, obviously the Phillies on the National League side, American League side, I'm all owed up. Go Baltimore Orioles. Yeah. Coming up next, Swing It and Dang It, followed by John Jansen and the Line Change. Enjoy your Wednesday night. Talk to you tomorrow. Peace.
What would you say to them to give them a reason to be optimistic for what's ahead?
The last 25 years.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
We're seeing major delays both ways at the Tacony-Palmyra Bridge due to a crash on the bridge. I would avoid the Tacony, take the Betsy Ross, the Ben Franklin, any other bridge right now. We're jammed up on the Walt Whitman into New Jersey midspan, down to 42 south of Creek Road, just volume.